Bet365.com, Betfair, Betfred, Coral, Ladbrokes, Totepool and William Hill bring you Racing Post Greyhound TV.
Warm welcome to the show this evening. Of course, the big race of the evening, the Scottish Derby final. Rpgtv sponsored £20,000 to the winner. Can Ballymac Matt add the Scottish Derby to the Irish Derby? Also the 500 metre final and the puppy final. Great racing at Shawfield, plenty of opens. And also we've got graded fare and graded fare from Newcastle. But it's a great racing evening here on Rpgtv, the place to be. And I'm delighted to say we're joined in the studio by top judge Tony Bullen. Chatting on the phone recently, Tony, good to see you in the flesh.
Yeah, no, it's great to be here. I was in the studio when Ballymac Matt won the Irish Derby, and I'm hoping that he can follow up. I feel he's got a good draw on the inside. It's a £20,000 to winner prize. It'd be worthy of a £250,000 race. It's such a good race, and I feel he's the one to beat, drawn on the rails.
What a brilliant final. Let's have a look then what we've got for you this evening. Shawfield, 7:31 we get underway, 10:40, 13 races. Newcastle with 12 race cards, 7:39, 10:35. We'll inform you of any non-runners as we go on. No news as yet. Let's have a look how you get in touch. I'm sure you know by now. Email us rpgtv@racingpost.com, Twitter at rpgrahams, Facebook as well, with your questions or comments or your tips. And also, what about the trap challenge? This gives you an interest in every race. That's the idea. 7-2 trap 1. It's pretty open though. Big prices, whoever you're going with there. Now we've got market movers. Tony's going to tell us where the money's been going. Tony?
Yeah, there's been quite a few nibbles for some of the dogs fancied at the top end of the market. The 8-18 trap 4, Diego Flight, 8-11 from 4-5 with Ladbrokes, and 4-5 from 10-11 with Betfred. The 8-34 trap 1, New In Champ, 11-8 from an early 7-4 with Betfred. The 8-50 trap 1, Droopy's 5, 13-8 from an early 15-8 with Betfred, and Betfred have certainly been busy in the offices this morning as Ballymac Matt in the 9-24, 11-10 from 11-8 with Betfred. Tonight's jackpot is at Shawfield and starts from the 8:02 p.m. We have Banker Trap 2, Shane Boy Freddy, Leg 2, Banker Trap 4, Diego Flight, Leg 3, Banker Trap 4, Slippy Perry, Leg 4, Traps 1 and 5, Leg 5, Traps 1, 4 and 6, and Leg 6, the big final, Traps 1, 4 and 5. That's £18.
Okay, good luck with that, Tony. Ammunition at the end there for Tony could be proving a good idea. The way to go. What about Pat Stat? It's double Derby winner. Of course, won the Irish Derby. This is about Ballymac Matt. Now, Scottish Derby final this century, 15 years, we've had 7 trap 1s, 43.75%. Now, Ballymac Matt's recent starts, 11 from 15. He's banging form, 73.33%. And his recent record from trap 1 is even better, 5 from 6, 83.33. So Pat Statnap, it's Ballymac Matt, the 9:24, the big race to add the Scottish Derby to the Irish Derby. Now we need the best bets of the night, and people will be, I'm sure, piling into these for you, Tony. Anyway, napping next best, lie of the day?
Yeah, I could do with making a move up the naps table. Mustang Jaden's been napping the 9:32 at Newcastle. It's his first start in a handicap, but I feel that he can give these a start and a beating. He's running off scratch. He's A1 dog, and I feel that he can make a winning debut in a handicap. My next best is Slippy Perry, trap 4 in the 8:34 at Shawfield. I was impressed with this dog. Made it third time lucky in the heats.
Could be a decent price.
Well, I think it might be 6-4 each or 2 at the track, and one of them might. There might be a bit of money for one, maybe 4 might be 7-4. But I just felt that he could get first run, and I've made me lay of the day in the same race. Trap 1, New In Champ. I just felt that 1 or 2 of these might be able to steal a march on him, and hopefully it's my next best trap 4, Slippy Perry.
Trap challenge?
Trap challenge, I was with 1 and 6 I made it between, but I've just come down on the side of trap 6, and the flying 4, 8:18 Diego Flight, 8:34 Slippy Perry, 8:50 Droopy's 5, and the big race 9:24 Ballymac Matt. A lot of reds there, so must be wondering why I've gone for 6 in the trap challenge.
Okay, I'm going to go for 1 in the trap challenge. You'll see why in a moment. My nap is Ballymac Matt. I think he can add this Scottish Derby to the Irish Derby. Got a great draw with 2 outside him. And the next best is New In Champ. I'm going against Tony. He thinks it's the lay of the day. My lay of the day is going to be Diego Flight. I think pretty short. He could bolt up, but he's a short price. Track 1 for me in the challenge. Flying 4, FIFO, going for a bit of value there. New in champ. And then I'm going to go with Green Well Ace and also Ballymac Matt, of course, to round it off. So that's what's happening. Now we're going to have a look at the Derby final. Let's have a look how it pans out. Ballymac Matt, as we saw, there's money for Ballymac Matt today. We have seen. We're going to have a look at the heats, Tony. Ballymac Matt is favourite. First of all, Fair Taxes, who's a winner from track 1, goes in 5 tonight, though. And Eden the Kid, what a run from him to qualify. Second, but from track 5, he's in 3 tonight.
Yeah, the cream has certainly risen to the top in this event, and what a performance from Fair Taxes and Eden the Kid to qualify. I mean, Fair Taxes has taken to the track. He's got some real good form in Ireland. He slammed Claire's Wonder last year, finished behind Ballymac Matt in the gain 600 at Shelbourne, but he's a real class act. He finished 3rd to Slippery Fed in the Gold Cup. He secured first run on this occasion, as well as Eden the Kid run on to qualify. Fair Taxes is strong as any, and it was always going to be difficult for Eden the Kid to back run him, but I don't feel a wide draw is going to bother this fella either, so I think he's got every chance of winning this big prize.
Well, you're not worried about the 5 box then, okay. Now we're going to have a look at the next one is Ballymac Matt, who was a winner from track 1, very impressive, 361 sectional, 29.05 the winning time. By the way, 29.22 Fair Taxes won in. Second from track 6, Hot Pipe, the sole middle seed, again goes in 6, of course, a big prize. But Ballymac Matt, Tony, when he tracked like this, he's not for catching.
He's got good stats in track 1. I think he won 5 from 7 in carrying the red vest, and more importantly, he seems to break from this box. He was workmanlike in the first round. This was a more professional Ballymac Matt, the sort of Ballymac Matt that won the Irish Derby last year. He clearly is the one to beat. He's the fastest dog in the race. I mean, if he gets off the front, I can't see any dog coming from behind him. And Connections must be just delighted by the way the draws worked out. I don't feel he's driving the bends at Shawfield. I feel that he could break the track record if he was to drive the bends, but if he's in front, it's irrelevant.
Okay, let's have a look at the third semi-final then. Droopy's Buick. This was a 28.93 and equalled the track record. He goes in 4 tonight. He was in 4. Second, Leave at Dawn in track 2. Did some brilliant running, Tony, to qualify again, but did move off at the bend noticeably, and he's in 2 tonight.
Yeah, he's had to do everything right in the first round from track 4, Droopy's Buick. He had to do everything right in the semi-final, and boy did he. Track record, new track record. He's chucked himself around the first 2 bends. Brave, opened up down the far side, and again showed why he was crowned newcomer of the year at the awards last year. Now he's going to have to be even better at the start tonight. He's probably going to have to repeat this performance if he's going to land this prize, but Jimmy Wright's got him performing at the top of his game, and he's clearly far from the finished article, Ian.
Okay, there you are then. Ballymac Matt is the 11-8 favourite and surely will take all the beating, as we said. Ballymac Matt 11-8, 14 Leave at Dawn, Eden the Kids 9-2, Droopy's Buick 7-2, Fair Taxes 4 and Hot Pipe 40-1. They're the best prices in the village. Well, we've got racing as well from Newcastle. As I said, we'll keep you informed of any non-runners, etc. Got a couple of great races to support as well, Tony. But first of all, we must tell you that the 9:15 at Newcastle, we will not show live, we'll record it for you. The big build-up, of course, to Shawfield. We're going to get to there for the big one. So 9:15 we'll record. Now, Jason is north of the border. He's up there. A very good evening to Jason Beresford.
Well, they say that the sun shines on the righteous, so no doubt it's popped his head out here at Shawfield to see all the good folk, all the good Glaswegian folk here, and we're going in for a wonderful night's entertainment. 3 finals. The highlight, of course, is the Rpgtv Scottish Derby, and I'm very pleased to say that I'm not here alone. I've brought my Gilly with me. Here's my Gilly, JK. What a final!
Unbelievable final. At the start of the competition, it looked very good, and you know, if you'd handpicked it, you'd have come up with something very, very similar to this. What a race. I've been covering the Scottish Derby for 30 odd years now. Cannot remember quality in depth like this.
Well, it's just incredible, isn't it? You know, you've got the Irish Derby champ, the Wimbledon track record holder, you've got the Shawfield track record holder as well.
Yeah, and of course Ballymac Matt, the Irish Derby champion, on loan as it were at the moment, as opposed to England, but 2 Irish finalists as well, and the Irish always make the Shawfield Scottish Derby special. It's actually almost a bit of a home game for them, just over the water. Terrific, and I'm pleased, as you said, that the weather's held out. It can be a little bit dicey sometimes here, as I found out in the first round.
Well, do you know what would really make it if we had a Scottish winner? We haven't had a Scottish winner since 1974.
It's 1974. Kosher Orchis, I think you were telling me, Jason. You've been revising, haven't you?
I have, and so it's been a long time between drinks for the Scottish, and it's not often you can say that. But we have got here Roy Smith, who's the owner and kennel hand of Hot Pipe. But really, it's a team effort, isn't it?
Yeah, it's me and Jim Scotchy Brown. We brought this dog for small money, and he's just, since we've got him, he's just taken off. He says, and this is a dream, reaching this final. We thought we would never reach a final, but this dog's just taken off, and he's not a 40 to 1 chance. If he comes out, he gives his all. He's 110%. He gives his all. He's never beat, and it's just to be here is a pleasure.
Well, he's the only seeded runner. He's got great early pace as well. So as you say, 40 to 1. So have you played, Roy?
Yes, I've got a small wager on him. Yeah, I have that. I'm not telling you how much I've got on him.
Is that because the wife might be watching?
Yeah. But he'll give his all. He'll run his race. But we're in against the top dogs tonight, and it's just a pleasure to be here.
Well, it is fantastic because you didn't pay silly money for him, did you?
No, we got him very reasonable. We bought him. It was Graham Rankin that put us onto the dog, and we bought him off a local lad for Larkhall called George Grant. And the dog's just came on leaps and bounds, honestly.
How's he been since the semi?
He come last week. I taken him home, and he came out the race that night. Even that night, he was out wagging his tail and pulling me and that. Yeah, he's a great dog, honestly.
Well, I've only just met you, but when we met you, I bet you've been waggling your tail a bit. You're a lovely man, and we wish you the best of luck.
Right, thanks very much, Ed.
Thanks, Roy. Brilliant.
Well, there we are. That's Jason, and it's like Arthur Daly and Terry McCann, the minder there. Jason's shirt was from 1974, I think. Nice to see you dressed up.
He's tried to make the tartan part tonight, but at least we know what that G stands for now. Gilly.
Yeah, Gilly. Okay, Jason G. Beresford. Right, here we are. We're going to have a look at Shorefield, have another look at the track. First look at the dogs on parade, Tony. We've got a favourite in Trap 6 here, Born and Missy, a dog that we know well, trained by Jim Reynolds' brother Michael. Born and Missy that started life at Romford in A7, reached up the dizzy heights of A2, and now plying a trade at Shorefield. Who do you fancy?
Well, being a Shorefield form student, Ian, not. But I'm with Born and Missy just on the basis that I do know her from Romford. She started off in A7, worked her way up to A3 company. Obviously wasn't really at the races first time out in a handicap, but improved for that look round. I mean, she had the 5 dog 3.5 lengths behind, or 5 was giving her 2 metres in that particular contest. They're off levels tonight, but I don't think that'll make much of a difference. I feel Born and Missy can cut loose out wide and hopefully go about her business off the second bend and poach a winning lead. Ivory Coast was the interesting runner for me. If you looked at the 26th of March run, I don't know, I watched it back again. He showed good pace up on the rails, but just seemed, I don't know whether he got his back legs taken or he just checked for his own doing, but he was in the process of running a decent race. I feel he's better than his recent form shows, Ivory Coast, but he just checked, coming out down the far side, approaching the third bend, he just checked his stride. Whether he got clipped, I don't know, but I'm going to take a chance at Born and Missy. Now she's finding her feet. Obviously Jim sent her down to give it to his brother Michael Reynolds, and she's settled in well, and I'm hoping she can maintain that in a competitive opener.
Well, I'm in agreement with you, Tony. Born and Missy, as you said, a dog we can talk about because we know her well. Born and Missy, though, in a handicap last time, led at the second bend, receiving 7 metres. She's the sole wide seed, and Born and Missy for me. Active Quiff in Trap 2 stays on. This is a puppy who would maybe be coming forward, Tony, A5. Must admit we don't know a lot about her. By Group Skater, I remember winning the Golden Jacket Group Skater. I think it was a back Group Skater. Don't back many winners of the Golden Jacket, but so stays on strongly, has taken the staying genes from Group Skater.
Yeah, I mean, obviously only had 13 races, wouldn't have to improve a lot. It was a bit of early money for Active Quiff as well. 4s into 3s, but quickly been pushed back out. I mean, even on the exchanges, the outsider's only 6 to 1, and that's the Trap 5 Moorfoot Sunny. So it just shows the competitive nature. I mean, those looking to get a bit of ammunition might want to wait a race or two. This wouldn't be the ideal race to be steaming into, but as I say, my selection is going to be trap 6, Born and Missy, just off of her Romford form. I feel she's got a chance to lead these up and hopefully follow up her previous impressive win in a handicap.
Okay, an early tweet from Ryan Keneally. Grand National's done, and now attention turns to the Scottish Derby. Head says Ballymac Matt, but the heart says even the kid. So nice early tweet there. Interesting that Trap 2 is backed into 3-1, back out to 4-1. But this is the opener, 7:31. Just a reminder, the 9:15 at Newcastle. Just to keep reminding you, we will record. We'll have the big build-up, of course, to the big one at 9:24. So 9:15, get your bets on in good time. We will show the recording, so don't look at the result. We'll show you as if it's live, if you see what I mean. You can see how your bets get on. 3-1 Trap 1, 4-1 2 and 3 and 4, 7-2 Trap 5. But the money has come for Borna, Missy, Trap 6, 2-1. Only one dog, Tony, has ever managed to win all 3 derbies, the English, Scottish and Irish, and that's Tom's the best. Only one dog has done it, not in the same year.
Not in the same calendar year, no. I mean, that's some achievement in itself anyway, whether it's over 2 seasons or, you know.
Brilliant.
I mean, whether it'll ever be done, I'm not so sure.
Some picture went close.
Westmead Hawk finished second to Fear Me in 2007, I think. So
shows how hard it is.
All Savard dogs, though, you noticed.
Yeah. I think he might turn out to be a good trainer, that Nick Savage.
He's not bad. He can breed a few and all.
7-4 now. They have pummeled onto this Borna Missy, piling it on. 7 wins in 29 starts, good strike rate.
Yeah, it's not favourite on the exchanges though. Ivory Coast is holding favouritism, 3-1 the field. I mean, it does look a competitive race. 5-2 Borna Missy looked about the right price. As I say, I think there's probably better punting opportunities, but those looking to get off to an ideal start. It's some weekend for sport this weekend. Absolutely.
Grand National.
Oh, absolutely. 6-4 now. So those at the track are clearly trying to get off to a flyer, and if this first favourite does win, then there could be a few punts throughout the night, because we know they like to have it on down Shorefield.
They do. Scottish Derby we've got the boxing, of course. Anthony Joshua, we had the Grand National. Wasn't a bad game at Upton Park, was it, Tony? How to?
No, it's a tremendous start
Shared
for
6
football.
goals.
They've both sort of shot themselves in the foot, really. Right, I'll do the first one, Ian. That gives you the Scottish Derby. So the Hares on the move for the 7:31 at Shorefield. Nice to see automatic start. And away they go, and Borna Missy does come away well, trying to pace up with 4, but going to the first bend, it's 4 from 6 out wide, and 6 is going to take up the lead from Trap 3. Borna Missy a length and a half clear in front from 3, 4, but Borna Missy still trying to hold on to a length and a half lead. 3's trying to get up on the inside and does so, but 6 is trying to battle back. Is 6 going half a length clear from 3, with 5 running on from the back, but Borna Missy straighten up for home. Borna Missy with 3, 5 challenging. Going up towards the line, 3 just going to get there from 6, I think, with 5 in third.
Good call, Tony. Ferran Rapper always looked to danger. Borna Missy, she battled gamely, but just couldn't hold off the attentions of 3. And a pretty decent opening race, Tony.
Yeah, as I say, I was glad to see the automatic starts. It's a fair level playing field for the dogs. The foot starts can cause a few dogs to miss a break, but she's paced up well, 6. She's rode a good bend. I mean, she's not the biggest bitch. I mean, she would say that she's 29 kilos, but 3, she just couldn't shrug off the attentions of 3, and try as she might, she just kept trying to pull out more and more. I feel 3 did get up. I mean, it was close, but it did look like 3 might have just got there. But you just see here, you think 3's going to get up on her inside and go on and win well, but she was like insulted by that move. She's like, no, I've got a bit more in the locker, but unfortunately for us, I think 3 also had a bit more in the locker. 5 was running on out wide. 1 never took part. Looks like he's throwing his back leg out. He hasn't really taken part there. But here, the angle's deceptive.
It is a dodgy angle.
It looked like 3 as they're going up towards the line. Yeah, I'd say 3
close,
still. I mean,
it does look like 3.
3, 6, 5.
3, 6 and 5. That will be confirmed after the break, and then the first coming up from Newcastle. Welcome back to the show, joined in the studio by top judge Tony Bullen, and Jason and JK are up at Shorefield for the Scottish Derby. This is the first from Newcastle, A7. We get Tony's tip. I've just got some non-runners to give you. At Newcastle, got plenty of non-runners, 6 of them. Now, 8:10, trap 1 vacant. 8:10, trap 1 vacant. 8:26, trap 5 vacant. 8:26, trap 5 vacant. 8:58, trap 6 is vacant. 8:58, trap 6. 9:15, trap 6 is vacant. 9:15, trap 6. Now, 9:32, trap 5 is vacant, but reserve comes in, Rock Sam's, receiving 9 metres. We'll, of course, reiterate these as we approach the races. And I think there's one more. 10:03, trap 3 is vacant. 10:03, trap 3. And in the 10:18, trap 1 is vacant. So plenty of vacant traps. Right, Tony, what's going to win this 7:39? A7 the grey.
Competitive race. I made it between traps 5 and 6, and I've come down on the side of Unknown Alex. Not the greatest of strike rates, but 5 wins in A7 company, and 4 of those have been when in the orange vest. So I'm just hoping that he might be able to front off here. This doesn't look a great deal of natural early pace in the lineup, and I feel that he can lock horns with trap 6 early and hopefully get the job done. But I made it between 5 and 6, whoever got first run. The pup in 4 is obviously interesting. Cabin Fever, they don't need to find a lot to get competitive at this
That's
level.
what I've gone with, Tony. You get to win a trial, but as you said, he wouldn't have to find a lot on the clock as well. I think I'll give him a chance.
Put these down in a month's time, you'd be taking 3 to 1 trap 4 probably.
Okay, I'm with 4. Very good evening to Mark.
Flags waved, hares on the move for race 1. A7 the grade, 480 metres the distance, hares on its way round towards the traps. Thanks Ian, evening Tony, evening everyone, hope you're all well at home. 9-4 favourite is trap 5 in the opener. Here's the bunny off and racing, heading up towards the first bend. 3 traps out best, the lead out of 4 and 5, then 6, 1 and 2. 3 laps early as 4, 5 and 6 now go on. 3's running the backside at 4, the domino effect, and 6 has missed the trouble and goes on. They're all bunched in behind 5, badly crowd off the second bend, and down the far side, Geordie Una has a 6-length lead. 1 in second, Blackhouse Elsa. 4's getting on the inside out rival, they're tangling up again, and Geordie Una has been left 8 lengths clear. Turn over home, 3 comes through in the second, but they're down the lane. Geordie Una enjoyed the life and luxury out wide, hacks up in the end. 1 pinch a second to Morton, 3 to third. 6 beat 1 and 3, 6-1-3.
Yeah, good call from Mark Cranston there. And Tony, whoever got first run, 5 or 6. But we must take Cabin Fever out of the race, Tony. The pace after not trapping.
Yeah, and a slight stumble out of the
well.
boxes. He had to pick himself up. He sort of dipped on his front paws, but he was going to the bend well. But I don't know what happened. Did 5 cut across or 3 get up on his inside? 3's just got up on his inside, took his back legs. I mean, 4's. I mean, as I said, put this race down in a month's time, you'd be smashing 3 to 1 Cabin Fever off the ball. But as I say, 6 or 5, I thought whatever one got first run after all the melee, Geordie Una was left clear, but only a lightly race type, 10th race, 3rd win. And look, they're all just jostling in behind. The winning margin's very flattering, but 4 Cabin Fever, certainly the one to take out of that particular contest.
Yeah, showed some pace to the bend. Electric early pace. As you said, slight stumble as well.
Probably wants to be drawn nearer the route, nearer in like 3 or 2 even, but certainly one to keep an eye on.
Okay, well done though. If you backed trap 6, that was the winner there, Geordie Una. 6, 1 and 3. Now we are going to join Jason up at Shawfield. Hello Jason again.
Miki, I'm here at Shawfield. I'm trying to speak to the connections of runners, obviously, in the Scottish Derby. Unfortunately, I couldn't find one at this juncture, so I'm talking to my gilly. Here's Jacob.
Hello there, how you doing? This is my place. This is Rob's.
First of all, how much did you enjoy pushing Jacob?
I shall have pushed him harder.
We'll get on to Eden the Kid in a minute. Diego Flight, we got in our 4th race. Tough race.
It's tough enough, but that's would be mere for him. The 500 metres, it's a very stiff 500 metres. I would really fancy him a bit tonight, you know what I mean? He's had a few looks at the track. Didn't run the track too well for the rails, but I think he'll be better housed in the 4 box. I think he'll be all right there.
Yeah, obviously, Ledger finally, he is the class, with all due respect to the others of the race.
Yeah, well, listen, there's some good dogs in there. The wee Iceman Frank dog and the Honor Jet and that. There's some good dogs. I don't know too much about Gary Carmichael's dog, but there's some good dogs in the race.
Okay, we'll move on to the Rpgtv Scottish Derby. Eden the kid, he's got from some form from Trap 3 in the past, didn't he?
Yeah, he broke a track record at Wimbledon out of Trap 3, didn't he? Listen, it is what it is. We're in the box. It's a great race. It's an absolute fantastic race. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better race. I mean, the Scottish Derby, and if it lives up to the talent that's in the talent that's in the track. The birds, see the birds, they're just flying it. It's a good joke. That's my daughter-in-law.
No girls have come when it's been just me. They want to see Rab. But going back to Eden the kid, he must have given you heart palpitations in the semi.
He did last week. I mean, when I seen him missing out as bad as what he did, and then getting a bit of the bump at the first bend, I thought to myself, God, well, we'll no need to come back to Scotland. But going up into the third and fourth, Jason, to be truthful, I thought he was going so hard. I thought he was, when I looked at us, he's still going to win this, the way he was running. I couldn't believe it, but just so glad to get through to the final. Great race. Can't say enough about them. They're brilliant, but to be back up one place and get to the final of the Scottish Derby, I mean, it's just brilliant.
And he is one of the few, if not possibly the only one, who could back run some of the other runners.
Yeah. I mean, it's all right saying I wouldn't mind turning a length behind him, going into the back straight, and that after you watch him last week and all the rest of it. But to be true for you, Jason, I'm the same as the rest of them. I want to be a length in front, going into the back straight. Let me be a length in front, and we'll do all the oi-ois after that, you know what I mean? But listen, it looks as if it's going to be a great race, so let's enjoy it, let's enjoy the night.
Yeah, and just finally, I think I read in the Post you said you'd been not light on his work, but there's going to be more to come, obviously looking forward, not just this race, but Wimbledon as well.
Yeah, well, you've always got to always keep an eye on Wimbledon, because it's my favourite place, is the English Derby. The Scottish Derby is brilliant, but the English Derby's, I'm always there or thereabouts, you know what I mean? So, and I was very easy on him. I was just playing about with him all the year. This was his first race in the first round of this competition, so you're always looking for that wee bit more.
Rab, you're an absolute superstar. You already are. We know what a great trainer you are. Now you're attracting all the women as well.
I know. I can't help it. They just fall. They just fall at my feet.
If they'd fall at mine. Rab's brilliant as ever. Miki, you're always fantastic as well. And Tony, back to the studio.
Yeah, thanks for that, Jason. Don't tell Rab I've laid Diego flight, will you? Great stuff there from Rab, and well, he had a crowd round him, didn't they? They want to hear. Was it they were listening to Jason, or do you think it was Rab?
Yeah, he certainly can get a crowd drawn to him, Rab. He's a very animated, great character, one of the sport's great characters.
Okay, now we're going to have a VT dog. It's Ballymac O'Dowd on the 26th of March. Runner-up to Newing Champ by 2 lengths, 29.98. In the same race, 5th from Trap 3, Phil Fiane, I think that's how I pronounce it, who's in 4 tonight, and 4th was Loganator in Trap 4, Tony.
Yeah, he showed a nice bit of early pace, Ballymac O'Dowd, and so did Loganator, who paced up well after a little bit of a tardy exit. But, I mean, this run suggests that he's going to be winning a race sooner rather than later. Obviously, no match, I mean, Newing Champ's as strong as an ox, so no disgrace getting run over by that rival up the home straight, but a similar injection of early pace will see him getting competitive. But I'm going to be with Swift Paradise, who ran behind a dog called Claw and Paddy at Nottingham last year. His sole victory came over 500 metres at Nottingham, so he's probably suited to a track like Nottingham. He was eliminated from the first round of the Puppy Derby at Monmore, but although he didn't run a great race on his last visit behind Slippy Perry in the heats of the Puppy competition, I feel that this is a drop in class, and if he can just look after himself early and turn behind Trap 6, I feel that he'll have the answers in the latter stages here.
Been in good company, Swift Paradise then. I'm going to go with Ballymac O'Dowd though on that good early pace. I think can lead on the outside and hopefully repel challenges. But the punters are in agreement with you, Tony.
Yeah, got a few emails dropped in. Tina's been on. Hi, Housewife's favourite and jackpot bully. No mention of you there, Ian. Well, I won nothing on the football, nothing on the Grand National. My only hope is a Trap 3 winning the Scottish Derby, Eden the kid. Good to see the boys scrubbing up well at Shorefield. JK looking like a snooker player and Jason looking like a referee. Trap 3 for me and 1 for a save. I always thought he looked like Bill Werbernick, JK.
We've got a tweet here. Bramble Facts says Swift Paradise. It's a good bet in the next. Agrees with you, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, the money's come for him. He's pretty solid on the exchanges as well. He's got every chance. I mean, if he can just turn handy, I'm not sure he'll be leading from the front, but if he can turn close to 6, I feel he'll prove too strong.
1 and 2 have got the draw though, Tony. Sole Railer, Sole Middle, well drawn.
Yeah, and I mean, 2 last time just lost all chance at the start. But if you watched his previous outing, he ran well behind Ballymac O'Dowd.
Okay, they're all in. Flag is waved. Bunny on the spin. Here we go. Racing Post Ground TV puppy. Running on its way. Lids up and we dash away from the boxes. 2 showing early pace here towards the first turn from 4. Loganator will hit the turn in front here. Take some catching. 4 turns second, full for the aim. Down the far side, 5 Swift Paradise. But down towards the third turn, the blue jacket of Loganator out in front here by 3 lengths. 4 hasn't given up in second. 5 also Swift Paradise, but it's still 2 leading by 2 lengths. 5 cutting into the lead off the final turn, but it's 2 railing tightly here. Loganator moves middle up towards the line. Loganator, 5 flashing home. Oh, it's tight. 5 got there. I fancy Swift Paradise has got up on the line. What a finish. Another cracking finish, Tony. Loganator, thought would take some catching, but well done. Swift Paradise, your selection has come home with a wet sail for Pat Rosney.
Yeah, I thought he'd trapped too well for his own benefit there, Swift Paradise. He's cut across 6 early. 6 has tried to switch in, but that was 6's chance gone. And we saw Loganator paced up well in that VT behind Ballymac O'Dowd. And when he went round, I thought myself we might have just stolen a march here. But 5, I'm not sure he's suited to Shorefield. I could see why he's run well at Nottingham behind Claw and Paddy and won over 500 metres there. But he's shown he's strong. Very strong from halfway, and I felt that he has got up close home.
Yeah, it was close, Tony, but as I said, dodgy angle like yourself. But 5, straightening up here on the outside, flying home. 2 on the inside, Loganator. Lost nothing in defeat, we use that phrase, but here comes 5 on the wide outside. 2 on the inside, head up, head down. Yeah, it's 5, isn't it, by Gregory? Probably a neck. Right, we'll confirm that for you, but we've got those non-runners. Let's give them to you once again. Now, we've got plenty of vacant traps at Newcastle. 8.10, trap 1 is vacant. 8.26, trap 5. 8.58, trap 6. 9.15, trap 6. 9.32, trap 5. And we have Rock Sam's comes in, receiving 9 metres. 10.13, trap 3 is vacant. And 10.18, trap 1. So we'll give you those again as we come up to those races. But 8.10, trap 1 vacant is the nearest one. Tony, jackpot gets underway very shortly.
Yeah, jackpot starts in the next race at Shorefield, the 8.02. I've gone for Banker, trap 2, Shane Boy Freddy. Again, leg 2, Banker, trap 4, Diego Flight. Leg 3, Banker, trap 4, Slippy Perry. Then it gets interesting. Leg 4, traps 1 and 5. Leg 5, traps 1, 4 and 6. And the big race, the Scottish Derby final, Ballymac Matt, Droopy's Buick, or fair taxes, hopefully, to carry it home. That's 18 lines.
OK, there you are. That's the jackpot. Don't forget your place pot as well. You can place both meetings. Really great racing coming up at Shorefield. We've got the next coming up at Newcastle will be a handicap, Tony. We get our tips out nice and early, should we, before the show comes in?
Yeah, and then we can crack on with a few emails. There's been quite a few tonight. I'm with the Scratch Dog here, Armchair RGT. 7 from 15 in handicaps, and the switch to handicaps saw him return to winning ways, and I feel that he can give these a start and a beating. Yeah,
strong in level start races as well, Tony, and I'm in agreement with you, Armchair RGT for Gary Carmichael. You can see he's currently favourite at 2 to 1.
An email from Strange Emil. Hi guys, I know Eden the Kid can run, but it's just one of those dogs that always comes late. For me, I just feel that he runs around Shorefield. I feel that he might just struggle to back run Matt and the Buick. So that's from Strange Emil. Also, Hugh Boyle's been on. Triple Derby. Prior to around 1980, it was not possible to win the Irish, English and Scottish derbies in the same year, since the Irish and Scottish derbies were run in the same month in September. So that's
good point. Yeah,
silly clash really to have. Really, you'd think
that is not ideal.
Tom Dock's been on. Tom's the best. Finished second to Larkhill Joe, who was trained by Nick Sava.
Okay. Amalum has tweeted in. Has JK gone to Shorefield as Jason's minder? I think we said Terry McCann and Arthur Daly up there, but there'll be more to come from those two up there.
And Sylvia Kennett says, Tony, mild dub pride, won 3 derbies, the Scottish, English and the Welsh.
Oh, that's a nice one as well. Be difficult to do. But the derbies, Tony, they're hard to win, aren't they?
Oh, any derby's hard to win. I mean, obviously you've seen plenty of shocks. Alan Giff won the derby. I mean, Salad Dodger came from nowhere to sort of win the derby. Although, like they say, he was a Romford grader, he had been showing up well in Derby trial stakes. He'd won opens at Nottingham. It wasn't like he went from A7 to Romford.
Straight to,
yes,
yeah,
he was winning decent trial stakes, and just one of those. If you've got a dog that can keep qualifying on any, as they say in American football, on any given Sunday, you've always got a chance. And I mean, this year's it's obviously hopefully it isn't the last one at Wimbledon, but we was oversubscribed last year. I can see there being
even
around
more?
240. I could see there being 240-ish again, maybe more. But at least this time they're sort of making moves before it, dealing with it when it's on your doorstep.
Okay. And that'll be over 4 nights, won't it? The first round will surely...
If it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, if they are inundated, which you would probably...
And we'll know by the 1st of May, I believe, when the schedule
30th,
will come out.
30th of April, I think the close.
Okay. Here we are then, handicap action, receiving 11, 8, 7, 6, 3 and scratch down the card. And Armchair RGT for armchair owners is the favourite here in the selection of myself and more importantly, Tony.
And Stan Kennett's been on. Hi Tony and Ian. It was a shrewd move by Jason not to wear a tie at Shawfield tonight as they would hang him. Have a good night, boys.
Or one of those that you clip on. That'd be safer in case someone grabs
one
up
of them Frank Butcher spinning bow ties would have done.
Oh God, here we go. Let's join Mark.
There's your flag. Here's on the move for race 2. Handicap action, 480 metres distance. Heads on its way round all the traps. Armchair RGT, trap 6, 2-1 favourite. It's 3's bar that brings in Woody's Aurora. Here's the bunny on its way round. And the rough and racing head up towards the first bend. 5 seemed to stutter at the box, and now 2's moved middle. 3 wanted to beat the rail, so the pair of them crowd. Then 3 was forced to check behind 4, 4's forced to check behind 2. As 1 kicks on, a couple lengths clear at 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Amazingly, they're still in handicap order. And it's 1, Woody's Aurora, with a length and half lead over 2. Then 3, 4, 5, 6. Very little's changed here. Woody's Aurora by a length and a half. Mark's Evie back in second. 1 in front at 2. 1 by a length over 2. Then 3 down the lane. 1 in front at 2. And then 6 finishing well, but 1 made all. And a fast finishing 6. Demoting 2 to third. 1-6-2.
Yeah, nice one there. If you backed the winner, Woody's Aurora, off the front, 11 metres. Armchair RGT not beaten far, Tony, but seemed to be checking up in behind.
Yeah, and to be true, I mean, I've got a season date here of 6th of Feb. I mean, I normally don't entertain them until they're at least 16.
Yeah.
Like 12 to 14 weeks is okay nowadays, but the old rule of thumb was 16 weeks. But obviously, she's running through it well. She's, if anything, she's thriving on it since that season date. But the scratch runner just seemed to run up the back of dogs. Flicky tail, he's trying to correct himself, get up on the inside of 5, and no room at the inn. And then even at the third bend, he's making ground up. But the same scenario, he's just not the most fluent when having to sort of make his run. You just see he's coming in at the shot, 5's got nowhere to go, having to correct himself, checked up in behind, and the damage was done. I mean,
he's challenged on the inside in the end.
Hasn't got beat nothing and made a couple of errors. I mean, a bit unlucky, but that's what handicapping's all about. Them scratch dogs, they need a bit of luck when they're making their move.
There you are then, 1 from 6 and 2, I think Mark called it. Yeah, it was 1, 6 and 2. OK, there's more to come from Shawfield. Of course, it's Jason and JK.
Right, sorry. Well, there was, sorry, there was the bagpipe music there. Neil did a sterling job, thank you very much for that. And I was just ingratiating myself with the locals as well. Jimmy writes, Jimmy, you've not been that well.
I'm getting there. I've been off about 5 weeks, but we're getting back there now. And hopefully the dogs will run well tonight.
Well, you've got plenty of chances. We'll kick off with the Puffin Trophy, and obviously Slippy Barry's got a very, very big chance there. And drawn the other way round now with Stride on Katie.
Yeah, he's drawn the other way around. I thought he ran really well the other night, and I'm expecting him to improve a little bit. As long as he makes a clean break from the traps, I think he'll have a good chance.
That's a strong on Katie then, and as you say, what's it, third look round here, so every chance of improvement.
I still think he left a little bit on the track for last week. Box 4 is his box, and I'm expecting a big show for him.
So hopefully blast out in front and look to see where 1 is.
Well, if he leads, I'd be disappointed if he got beat.
Excellent, thanks for that, Jimmy. Then in the 500 final, you've got a couple in that, Trap 6 Droopy's Benz.
Yeah, last week when she came out of the trap, she wants box 6, she was in 5 and she turned right away. I'm expecting her to go be handy up and outside because she has a strong running bitch.
Droopy's 5 though has got a plum draw really, only Rayla.
Yeah, he's got a plum draw and I think he's got the most early pace in the race. I was a wee bit disappointed with the time last week and I hope he can improve tonight as well.
Yeah, that was odd really because it looked a little bit quicker, but what I think about Droopy's 5 is that it relishes a battle if you like when another greyhound comes upside.
Why I didn't think he handled the track going down the back straight, he went middle and he's a really tight railer. I think he was still feeling his way around the track and I'm expecting him to stay tight on the rail tonight.
Well, Droopy's 5 of course was third in the Northern Puppy final, where the winner was
Droopy's Buick, yeah. But to be fair to Droopy's 5, he was only 16 months old at the time. He's improved out of sight for then, which is Droopy's Buick has as well.
Droopy's Buick's been an absolute revelation, of course. Northern Puppy Derby, Lawrence Jones Memorial, Newcomer of the Year, and now track record holder.
Yeah, it was a brilliant run last week. The stable, we really don't want track 4 for him. We would prefer 1 or 2, but that's what we've got him if to make the best there. If he comes away in his best fashion, could clear 2 and 3 quick, it'll be game on. But he must come away.
I mean, Eden the Kid has obviously been known to miss a beat at the start. Not always, but can miss a beat at the start.
Eden the Kid, he could do it both ways. He could do it for the front and for behind. I would have to poach a lead on Eden the Kid. But it's not just about Droopy's Buick and Eden the Kid. There are a lot of good dogs in the final. And for me, any one of them could win.
Yeah, if he gets upside anything, though, when they turn around that home straight, it'll be staying on strongly, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Eden the Kid's a fast dog, but if I turn in front, round down the back straight, I'll be expecting my dog to win.
And I've been speaking to some of the owners, and they're very confident as well.
Yeah, but I think when you come to Category 1 finals, and you've got to be confident. We've got a good dog, but the 5 other good dogs in the race as well.
Jimmy, you're a superstar. Thank you very much, and back to the studio with Ian.
Yeah, thanks to Jason and Jimmy Wright. I hope his back's getting better. He's had a trapped nerve. I think so. He must be feeling better. Right, this is the parade though for the next. Good stuff there from Jimmy Wright and Jason. Shane Boy Freddy, 4 to 5 opened up, has now gone into 4 to 6. Tony. We're going to take a look in a moment after the parade at Shane Boy Freddy, who of course was beaten by Fair Taxes in the semi-final of the Derby last week, and was beaten 4 1/4 lengths. It's no mean feat, and you would have to say there's no Fair Taxes in this race.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Boone isn't frightened to travel. He certainly has dog will travel, and Shane Boy Freddy was out of luck on this occasion. He needed to come away at this level. You need to come away running. It didn't quite happen for him, but he wasn't disgraced in defeat. Only beaten 4 1/4 lengths. This is a more realistic level for Shane Boy Freddy. All England Cup semi-finalist last year. He had to be withdrawn from the Olympic. I think he was in the semi-finals of that at Hove. If he clears track 1, and I think 3 a lead, but if he can clear track 1 honour and glory, I feel he'll have the measure of 3, who does seem to be a short runner over this distance, and it's an excellent opportunity. He is priced accordingly, but looks the most likely winner to me.
Yeah, I'm in agreement, Tony. I couldn't really get away from Shane Boy Freddy. As we said, there's no Fair Taxes for any dog of the calibre in this race here, and 4 to 6, you can see 4 to 5 in exchanges just about, but pretty tight.
I mean, three got to the 3rd round of the Irish Sprint Cup at Dundalk last year. It's got plenty of early pace, and Fane Whaler Daler ran in the puppy final last year on this corresponding card, and also was an Angel of the North Oaks finalist, so she needs to step up on what we've seen to date, and it's all about 2. If 2's the fastest in the race, it's just if he clears 1. If he clears 1, I think he'll justify favouritism. Had an email from George Muldoon. Wiley Monks says Eden the Kid is well drawn. Says he spoke to Rab Gangus McNair when Gangus was flapping in Scotland at the Pitman's Derby in Wishaw many years ago with Muldoon. Way back then, Gangus said it was his ambition to have a runner in the Scottish Derby. Best of luck, my old friend. You deserve to be amongst them. That's a lovely email there from George Muldoon. Neil Head's been on. Hi lads, going to be good racing tonight. Looking forward to it. Any idea if Kieran O'Brien has finished his second book yet? Yet he watches the programme. Sometimes maybe he will email you if and when. Thanks guys, we'll let you know if there's any news on that, if he does email in the show, Neil.
You can see the banner on top there, got our number, 468. You're with us anyway, of course. And our free set 250, the new numbers. Over to you, Tony. Shane Boy Freddy, 4-6-5.
Yeah, warm order, shade of odds on the exchanges. The starters happy, wave to flag. Again, nice to see the automatic starts in operation tonight. And Courtland Nico does come away running, but Shane Boy Freddy's managed to beat one to the punch and going around the first bend. Oh, he's run off two. He hasn't turned the bend, and Courtland Nico with Glenside Chops, the local runner, used to be based at Newcastle, struck the front. Shane Boy Freddy showing great recovery skills, and look at the pace down the far side as he easing round the bends, but Shane Boy Freddy showing gears. Free shouldn't be coming from off the pace, but he is trying his best, Courtland Nico. I don't know what's happening here. The hair, it can't be a hair. There must be no hair because it's something's gone happen there because two's moved off.
All of a sudden, well, strange events there. Let's have a look what happened. Shane Boy Freddy said there was all kind of trouble. Let's have a look, and it's a void race, so all stakes refunded, and of course there won't be a rerun. But there you are. Well, we'll find out what's going on.
I must admit, when I saw two in shot, I thought, that's impossible. He's run off at the second bend. He ain't that quick. I know he's dropped in class, but it was strange. And obviously we'll find out what's going on. There must be some errors.
We will. We'll find out during this break. Welcome back to the show, joined in the studio by top judge Tony Bullard. Now we need to clear up, don't we, what happened at Shorefield. Now let's have a look, there was no hair. Now let's have a look, there you are. Now something that the hair has either got to the point where the traps are tripped, the trip went off. And it was funny here, Tony, we were saying, we didn't know what was happening. Well, now, that's on the second circuit, that's where it stopped on the first circuit. Here you can see the 6 goes for it. And that was enough to just trigger the boxes where the tapes went up. And Shane Boy Freddy, it was a void race. All stakes refunded, of course. If you've got it in multiples, just becomes a non-runner, Tony, for whatever happened. But what a strange event. Here we are. Now, the first of our vacant traps at Newcastle, A3 the grade, is Flame of Wisdom, which was originally going to be my selection. I've switched, but first of all, we'll get yours, Tony.
I was in Flame of Wisdom camp. I'm now going to be with a favourite. I feel return in decent shape following a spell of lameness. They've obviously had their problems with this dog, but recent efforts are encouraging. I felt he would have had the legs of one to lead the inside anyway, and one probably might have rubbed him out. I'm just hoping that he'll control the inside and won't see another rival. Yeah.
So, Earl 6-4 trap to the favourite. Like Tony, I was with 1, I've switched to 2, vacant trap inside. Now we've got an official explanation. The traps opened of their own accord before the hare got there. So they stopped the hare because the traps had opened prematurely.
I said it was good to see automatic starts, but not that automatic. I mean, it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Thankfully, it wasn't the big race of the night. So, yeah.
It's a technical fault, so they will look into it, obviously, to see what can happen before the next, because it's the Racing Post Ground TV 500 metre. Great prize money tonight, Tony, £250. 2.5.
Yeah,
I was talking to you on the phone.
No, let's hope that's just the one gremlin. As I say, that could have been the big race of the night. How devastating for connections all involved to see that happen, but hopefully they can get it sorted and it's just a one-off. Had an email from Jim Sutton. Eden the Kid, lay of the night. Cannot lead and won't come from behind these dogs. My bet is Ballymac Matt. Get on.
There you are. Tina's been on with a tweet. Well done to you boys for holding the fort while the others are living it up large at Shorefield. Double pay, I hope. Of course not. She's with track 3, of course. Eden, the kids are varying opinions.
As I say, on the flip side, Stephen Andrews has been on. Good evening, gents. I think Eden the Kid can lead at the first bend and win the Scottish Derby, and also fancies trap 3 in the 8.26 nap of the night. So,
okay, trap 3, 8.26. This is the 8.10. Plenty of vacant traps. So we've given to you again. I can tell you the next 8.26 trap 5 is vacant. Trap 1's vacant here. Mark's not vacant. He's there.
Flags waved, hares on the move for race 3. A3 the graded this time. As on its way round towards trap, Droopy's Dampiers, the 6-4 favourite in trap 2. Probably helped by the fact trap 1 is vacant. 2's Ball Clan Chief is trap 6. Off and racing, 2's missed the break. 3 got a good start, Bramble Pearl leads just out of 6, who's pacing up. 2's on the inside, then 5 and 4. Round the first bend, bit of collisions, 5 and 6 involved, 6 dragged back. 5 is 4 to check it up front. It's Bramble Pearl who's escaped with a 3-length lead. 4's coming through in the second. Molly's Johnny's head down towards the second last bend. 3 in front ahead of 4, 2 short of room, drops back to third. 3 by a length and a half over 4. Turn of a horn, Bramble Pearl. Molly's Johnny trying to wear it down, but 3 is all out from 4, and 4 may have benched it right on the line. It's very close, 4 and 3, but that fancy 4's dipped its head at the perfect time to nab it.
Well, it does look as though Molly's Johnny has chinned Bramble Pearl on the line, Tony. Droopy's Dampier, chance of gone once not leading. But track 4 has run a stormer. It's just getting up, we fancy.
Yeah, such a long run in at Newcastle. I've seen races changed in the last few strides there, and it looks like that's been the case once again. 2, I needed to lead the inside, hasn't really come away running. He's a 35 kilo dog. He's tried to row like a cat to get himself into contention, but once he's headed, he's a dog that's not going to be coming from off the pace. At this stage, he's probably still going to come on for another run or 2 under his belt, but bowling along in front was Bramble Pearl, and it looked like it was going to be another winner for Stephen Anderson. But Molly's Johnny, who is only 7 races now away from the 100 club, he doesn't give up, does he? And his all-round speed, I think, has seen him get there.
Yep, and Molly's Johnny powering home. Here we are, Bramble Pearl needs the line. As you said, Tony, exciting racing at Newcastle on this run-in. And 4, I fancy is chin 3 on the line, but we're slowing it down.
And it's the angle as the camera's sort of straightening up as well.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're on the leaders, you're like, where's the line? Where's the line? I mean, here 3 still in front, 3 still in front, 4. I mean, he's got up right on the jamstick. If he's got up, I mean, another stride, he's going to dip. The dip looks like he's going to favour 4.
4, 3 and 2 we fancy. Trap 4. Maybe just getting up. We're just waiting confirmation. It's very good finish again.
I mean, he hasn't been disgraced to either. I mean, for a dog
after
that needed
not leading.
No,
yep.
I mean, as I say, he's obviously had his problems, but he'll strip a lot fitter.
Okay, we'll confirm that. But first of all, there's more to come from Jason up at Shawfield.
I'm here in a very, very busy betting ring indeed. Now, unfortunately, we think it was an electrical error that led to Shane Boy Freddie's what looked like imminent victory being a non-race. But I'm pleased to say there's positives everywhere, and you can't get more positive than being with a track owner, particularly when he's the legend, Billy King. Hello, Billy.
Pleased to meet you there.
King Billy. And what a night it is, as ever.
Very busy. Very busy. It's the busiest Saturday we've had, and there's lots of money, and I think they're all looking forward to this favourite in the final. It's a hard race, but I think the favourite looks the parts. If it leads the first bend, it's party over. Definitely.
But I suppose it's good for you though, because it's the kind of race people will have an opinion, and there'll be a spread of bets.
Let's hope. The topic should be fair taxes, because after David Cameron's situation, fair taxes is a topical dog to support.
Well, I saw you earlier in the restaurant and you were eating some soup, but is it going to be the punters in the soup throughout the rest of the meet?
No, I think I'll be the poorhouse. This Shawfield's the bookmaker's graveyard. We'll get to win once.
Look, we've had some bagpipes there, Billy. We don't want to have any violins playing either.
I've got a violin.
Anything else on the card? Come on, tip us
No,
away.
that's the only one I think. The main race is the main race. Okay. I need to go and try and take some money.
Billy, I just got to ask one more thing. Last year you stole a tenner off Jonathan Kay. Are you going to give it back?
No. Once you've got it, never let it go. And especially his money.
Fantastic. You make some money, Billy. You make some more money. Miki, back to you.
Thanks, Jason. We've got Diego Flight here, 4 to 6. We heard from Rab earlier. Now, it's my lay, Tony, just on the basis. He's pretty short. Of course, he's the kind of dog who could bolt up. I just wonder if 3 might get in his way on the run up. But we'll see how it pans out. We'll have a look at Diego Flight after the parade. 4 to 6 Diego Flight, Tony, but you're with.
I'm with him. He's taking a class drop. I mean, he's semi-finalist of the Derby at Wimbledon, Sussex Cup semi-finalist at Hove, odds on to win the St Ledger, obviously come off sore in that particular contest, but he led momentarily in the first round of the Derby, which we're going to see the VT after this parade, and he's just going to be cherry ripe after them 2 runs. Again, Shawfield might not be his ideal track, but it's a class drop, and if he can just look after himself to halfway, his strength in the second half should prove decisive.
Okay, Diego Flight then, we can have a look. Diego Flight, trained of course by Liz McNair and Rab. Second from track 1, and this is behind Fair Taxes on the 26th. As we touched on, Tony, Diego Flight, he just moves off from red.
You don't normally see Diego Flight tear into the first bend over 4 bends, but he was obviously fresh and he managed to qualify in this particular heat. Again, he needed the run, probably needed the run when eliminated in the semi, but this is more his level. I mean, in a clean run race, I feel he'll just have too much firepower, but you've got the likes of Honor Jet, who ran in the first round of the Maiden Derby at Newcastle. He's got a nice bit of early pace. Now, if 4 does get held up and 5 cuts loose, any trouble could see Honor Jet cut loose. Iceman Frank started his career off in the hands of Charlie Lister, made a really bright start to his career. Made a first round exit from the Derby at Wimbledon, but he was runner-up in the Pat McComb invitation at Bellevue. He's obviously had his problems, but he's a dog that runs well fresh, as he showed when winning a...
Beaten Greenwell Ace.
I think that was a trial stakes. Obviously, it didn't work out for him in the event properly. He must have picked up a niggle of some description, but he's a fast dog. But it's all about 4. If 4 can look after himself early.
Should work, yeah.
I mean, Learsgard Charles, he's more renowned for his exploits over 6 bends. He won the Great North Run at Newcastle last year. He's not really a 4 bend type, but FIFO, he's prone to moving about a bit, so if he did move off, he's going to need things to occur, one, to get involved with me, but the Diego Flight gets a clear run. He's 29, 10, 20 dog when he's fully fit, and he should come on a bundle for those recent outings.
As I say, he's my lay damage limitation. I just think 4 to 7 you could maybe take him on, but as I said, he could win by 10 lengths easily. I'm going to go take a chance at a massive price, FIFO, as you said, or FIFO. Runs about, Tony, and last time moved off and crowded at the start. 29.75. He was beaten a long way by Ballymount, Matt, but I'll just, if I was have a little couple of quid on the exchanges, I'll take a chance with the blue.
Had a few more emails. Louise Saunders has been on. Hi everyone, Louise Saunders here. Me and our little Joseph want to wish good luck to Greyhound Passions Paul Saunders on his debut working with the Bramble Kennels tonight. It's like riding a bike, pet. So a bit unlucky there.
Was.
Just got touched off in the previous race. Tyler Millard has been on. Evening all, I just want to wish Paul Oliver good luck tonight with Eden the Kid in the Derby final. My nat is Eden the Kid in the final. My next best is Groupies 5, both at Shawfield. Thanks again from Tyler Millard. Also had an email from Jim. Why don't you get Rab McNair on the show more often? That stunt he pulled when getting interviewed was very, very funny. JK will need to change his boxers now.
Bramble Facts has been on. Diego Flight, 10 to 11 this morning, was a gift. Different class, Derby semi-finalist, Ledger finalist. Well, look at the price now, 1 to 2. So if you've got 10 to 11, well done.
And one I did miss, apologies to Stan Gemmell. He said track 1 in the 754 at Newcastle at 3 to 1 was me nat. And it did oblige in that handicap. So
well done to Stan. They're going forward. This is the Racing Post Ground TV 500 metre division 1. 250 again to the winner, £250. Great prize money and a trophy, of course. And the others get 40 quid, but good prize money for the winner. Now, here's running for this race 4. Here we go. Diego Flight in 4. Here comes the hare. Now, the hare's there. There it goes past, and we're away and racing. And Diego Flight has popped out nicely towards the first turn. 6 on the outside, Iceman Frank showing a good turn of foot though. Goes on from 5, who on the jets there now. 4, Diego Flight in a handy posse. But down the far side, it's 5 leading on a jet. Here goes Diego Flight on the inside. Back in third is 6, Iceman Frank. Off the final turn, 5 not giving up, but Diego Flight now asserts. And off the final turn, here he comes, Diego Flight up towards the line, powering away. Diego Flight does it nicely, odds on landed. 4 beat 5 on a jet, 1 Leoskov Charles back in third. Diego Flight, he got clear in the end, Tony. He had to work hard, and on a jet ran a good race in behind.
Yeah, he tracked well at Shorefield. I see that was foot started, that contest.
Yeah, noticed. Yeah,
I'll see that was foot started, but once he's held his position, Ian, it was all over. I mean, 5 tried to show a bit of early, 6 out wide, but Diego Flight did what he had to do. He turned no worse than third, and you know his stamina's going to kick in. He comes from off the pace to win his races usually anyway, and once he's held his position, it was race over.
Yep, does it nicely. You could see 5, who did run a good race there, 5, but 4, as you said, once turning there, it was race over. So the lay has booted home, really. Not too much damage done.
Just fiddled that bend there, didn't really drive the bend particularly well, but once they straightened up for home, he's got stamina. 5 running on empty. The further they go, the further Diego Flight's going to be pulling clear.
There you are, 4, 5 and 1 at Shorefield. That's what happened. There you are, powering away towards the line, and the nap, I should say the lay, bolts up. We'll be back after a break. More racing from Newcastle and Shorefield, of course. Welcome back to Rpgtv, and there is Rab. I bet there's some noise going on there, Tony. Rab and Liz, and there's Diego Flight, who landed it nicely, being piped in as well.
The adrenaline's flowing. He's delighted to be in the Scottish Derby final. I bet he's been
played
twitchy.
to the crowd.
He's been twitchy all week. The Usain Bolt lightning bolt now, but no, it's great stuff. As I say, his dogs are clearly in form. He's already on the podium.
Mr. Nash there, Steve Nash.
He gets everywhere. Steve, one of the best in the business. Yeah. He's hoping he's on the podium at 9:30, shall we say?
Yeah, there's what we do. We've got a puppy race coming up, graded P3. I like these graded races for puppies, Tony. Who'd you fancy? Paul Lynch Photography Trophy coming up here.
Yeah, well, Ballymac News had the likes of Trap 1 behind and Trap 6. I thought personally 6 could turn the tables, and obviously the 5-dog format's going to help the cause of Stuart Ray's son of Makeshift, and he's priced accordingly, but I think it's an excellent chance for him to turn the tables. He can go to the bend much better than he did on that occasion. He came from last to finish second, so if he turns closer to the pace, I feel that he's got every chance of turning the tables on 3. But he's far from certain to enjoy such a clear run. There's a bit of pace on his immediate inside. Target Leon has been showing nice early pace, and Queenish Turkish wasn't disgraced on his introduction. In fact, 2 is the litter brother to Queenie's Vinny, so one's evens, one's 7-1 on the exchanges, so they obviously fancy Vinny over the Turkish tonight, but I feel Queenie's Vinny's got a good make-up. 5-dog format are more beneficial for him. Mind his own business out wide, turn the tables on 3.
Okay, I'll go with 3. I thought it's not devoid of early pace, 4.77 last time. Stays on strong, they're going to go with 3. Tony?
Mark Perrin's been on. Evening, gents. Total disaster on the Grand National today, but I'm really excited by the Shorefield card tonight. Ballymac for me all the way tonight. They just won't beat him from Trap 1. I sincerely hope those Scottish kids don't threaten Jason and nick his beer money, but JK should look after him, hoping for a fair final. Thanks. And Darren Henshaw's been on. He's just bought a dog out of Piercetown Sound. Was he a decent dog? Well, I'll tell you how decent he was after this race.
Okay, here's Mark.
Race 4. This is the Paul Lynch Photography Trophy race. P3, the grade has on its way round towards the traps. Even money favourite Queenie's Vinny in trap 6. Here's the bunny. Off and racing, head them towards the first bend. 6 was a bit skew with 1 moves middle on the run up, but takes them long out of 4, then 2, then 5, 3, 6, round the first bend. 4 was crowded as 1 quickly goes on and pulls 4 lengths clear. 4's in a tangle along with 2 and 6, also caught up in the dramas, and Target Leon has a 4-length lead, but it ain't over yet because Ballymac News will be running on, and 1 tends to fade on the run in. 1 in front out of 3, the grab. Gap's coming down gradually, turning for home. 1 in for there to 3. 1 needs that line because 3's charging. 1 from 3. 1 held on for dear life by a half length. 1 beat 3 and 6 was back in third. 1, 3, 6.
Yeah, holding on for dear life. I thought 3 in running, Tony Bellamac News returned handy enough. Might get there, but then in running I wasn't sure off the final turn. Target Leon, Craig Dawson's runner, to his credit, has stayed on well enough.
Yeah, I mean, look, early pace, you've always got a chance of defending the lead, but Newcastle, it's very difficult to do. And even in running, I thought myself, 3's going to probably back run. One, even Mark referred to that 3 strong. 1's not the strongest. And in fairness to Target Leon, he's took his chance well. I mean, the even money favourite, Trap 6 Queenies, Vinny, got early bother off the second bend, but other than that, he's run over the back of 4.
No excuse really?
Well, I mean, he's Metro. Looking at it in the slow-mo, he has a couple of excuses there. But look, early pace, that's why 99 times you'd want to buy a dog early pace, the way and gone type, because you don't necessarily have to be the fastest. Any trouble in behind,
helps
and you can hold on.
And 3, again, we'd say lost nothing in defeat though. Cutting into the lead, Tony, he's only been beaten, what, about a neck, I think?
Yeah, she's run well, Ballymac News. Again, put the race down. Again, I think you'd see a different result with 6 or 3 finishing in front of 1.
Okay, there you are. 1 just clinging on to that lead, as you heard from Mark, for dear life. And 3, yeah, probably maybe half a length. 1 beat 3, 6 was back in third. Now we've got plenty of emails, Tony, coming in.
Yeah, Darren Henshaw came on. He says, hi, I've just bought a dog bred out of Pearstown Sand. Was he a decent dog? Well, I can tell you, he won the Clonmel Unraced competition in 2011, Waterford Masters in the same year, and I think he won the Gold Cup at Shelbourne in 2012. So that's how
was he a good dog?
That's how good he was.
Chino Trino's tweeted in, hi guys, can I get a shout out for the new greyhound just bought called Heartless Jace. Nothing to do with Jason, surely. Going to be a good one. So good luck with new purchases. As always, Tony, when people get a dog, it's exciting times, isn't it? When you don't know what you've got sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, that's some dogs are telephone numbers. They go around 28, 30, 40 Shelbourne Park. They're Derby dogs. But the nice thing is when you buy something at 3 or 4 grand, or that's not quite, only had 1 or 2 races and could be anything, and then you see it progress. It's like buying a flower from a seed, watching it, or you're buying a ready-made product. But it's all about getting involved. I mean, obviously syndicates are the way forward at the minute if you just want to dab your toe in. But as I say, it's nice when you buy something cheap and see it work through the grades. And
if you don't want a big syndicate, you can get 3 or 4 of you together. And,
exactly. Just, I mean, it depends where your track is. Approach your trainers, and if you want to put a dog with the trainers, they ain't going to not want to talk to you, mate. Don't worry about that. Get a monthly
There's
kennel
always
bill.
a dog for sale, isn't there?
Exactly.
There's always a dog.
Subscriptions.
Okay, right, now we move on towards looking to the Racing Post Greyhound TV Puppy Trophy Final. And first of all, we're going to look at Slippy Perry. A winner from Track 5 goes in 4 tonight. A second from Track 3, Stride on Katie in 5. And third, Vatican Punch was in 1, now in 2. But Slippy Perry, Tony, really good early.
I mean, Jimmy Wright's got a consummate amount of progressive types in his kennel, and this looks another one, Slippy Perry. I mean, he had to ride his luck early, but I feel that now he's poked his head in front, you might well see this fella develop into a decent prospect. I mean, he finished behind Along Came Finn in the first round of the Puppy Derby at Monmore, then was eliminated from the semi-finals. I feel that if he can just hold his position again, I feel it'd be difficult to contain.
He's your next best, Tony?
He is my next best. I mean, he was 2-1, 7-4 this morning. I've had a play on it. I've made Newin champ me lad a day now. He seems the logical danger, but he does things the hard way, and I just feel that if 4 did steal a march, 1 wouldn't necessarily be back running Slippy Perry like he has in the previous outings at Shorefield.
Okay, Newin champ then was a winner from Track 1, goes in 1 tonight. Patsy's Diva beat by 5 1/4 lengths. Second in Track 4 goes in 3, and third Along Came Finn. Third in Track 6 again goes in 6. A Newin champ though, Tony, as you touched on, really good middle gears down the far side and stays on strongly. Newin champ is 11-10. It's 5-4. Slippy Perry. Now, first of all though, we're going to go to Jason at Shorefield.
Yes, Yes, and well, we're getting closer and closer to the big one, and I'm very pleased to say that I'm joined by Catherine Murray here, sorry, daughter of Francie, of course, and I just about managed to find you in your purple garb.
Thank you very much. I've got my lucky hat on tonight, so hoping for the best.
Now, of course, your dad's the only trainer in the race to have won this before, quite some time ago, and you were here.
Yeah, 94, Droopy Sandy, trap 6, so I was 5 years old and I walked him up the home straight, so I hope, you know, many years later that I'll be walking Fair Taxes up the home straight tonight.
Get on to Fair Taxes in just a little bit, but it's your setup is a real family affair, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We're based in Crooked Wood, which is Mullingar, County Westmeath, in the Midlands in Ireland. My father's been training greyhounds for quite some years now, and we've had some great successes over the year. My brother Francis is kennel assistant, he's assistant trainer to my father, and it's down to their hard work that we're here tonight. They work 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I actually am marketing manager at Nace Racecourse, so I ship in to do the driving and the evening work, some early mornings and weekends. So it's pretty much a family affair, from my mother making the sandwiches in the morning for us to head off on a Saturday morning to go to the ferry, to coming home, putting the dog to bed at night. So it's a very big family affair.
Wow, you put us all to shame. Now, Fair Taxes, for those that have only seen Fair Taxes here at Shawfield, they shouldn't be perturbed really by the outside draw, should they?
Yeah, we preferably would have liked to seen him closer to the rails. He showed a lot of confidence running from the inside over here. Look, we are where we are. We have track 5. He's ran from the outside and won from the outside in Ireland. So, look, we have to take what we get. If he comes away and is in a good position around the first 2 bends, I think and I believe he will pick up anything on that back straight.
He's very classy. So there was a 4th round of the Irish Derby, placed in the Knights of Stars as well.
Yeah, won on the Derby night, so he's the experience of a big night, big crowds, an Irish Derby night in Ireland. He's good sectionals here. He's improving every night. He started in his first trial, did 29.25, and he did 28.92 the last night. His sectionals have got better every night. So look, I hope and believe in the dog, and I think all of our kennels do. We can't but not, so fingers crossed.
And who knows, Buick might obligingly shift to the left for you.
That's it. We're hoping he might move in a little bit, and look, we're hoping one doesn't get too much of a run on the inside, but fingers crossed.
Catherine, you're a superstar. Thank you very much. Back to the studio.
Yeah, thanks to Jason. Apologies, we didn't get a chance to see New Enchant beating Pax's Diva along came through, but basically, Tony, you can tell viewers tremendous staying power and middle pace from New Enchant.
Again, looked a nice sort. He ran behind Claw and Paddy at Nottingham early in his career. He's taken to Shawfield. He's strong as an ox. Don't expect any fireworks from him in the early stages, but he does finish well in the latter stages. And if 4 does get held up, then I think this one's for the taking. They're flip-flopping favourites at the track. They can't make their mind up at the track. Evens, track 4, 11 to 10, track 1. Along came Finn. I mean, don't rule that one out. It looks held on recent form, but hasn't really tracked in the best fashion yet. But we'll see how they're going to track in a moment as the starter waves the flag for the Racing Post Greyhound TV Puppy Trophy final. And they're off, and 4 comes away running. Slippy Perry from 5 and 6, but 4 looking to go around the first bend in front, but New Enchant has countered the move, and it's race on. Slippy Perry with New Enchant on the heels. Slippy Perry trying to pull a length clear of New Enchant, who's going to be finishing well, but the main market rivals at the head of affairs. Slippy Perry, New Enchant, what a performance from both at the minute. Slippy Perry just runs off wide, New Enchant finishing very fast, and New Enchant gets up close home for Pat Rosney. Great buckle from 2 promising youngsters here.
Oh, great commentary as well, Tony. It was race on. Slippy Perry, he didn't give in easily, but you just felt once they got to the final turn, you said 4 swung off and 1 as strong as an ox, Tony.
Well, that's the closest he's turned in any race that I've seen him do in Enchant. I mean, 4's done the hard part by getting to the front, but unfortunately I've got New Enchant on the case, and it all went Pete Tong for me on the run for home. But it's brilliant race to see 2. Oh. They was head and shoulders above on form, but it don't always pan out like that. You wanted, let's be honest, as even a neutral, you wanted 4 to lead, 1 to turn and see what happened. We wasn't certain 1 would pick up 4, Tony. I'm pleased it has, because it was the next best, but And like we saw in that previous race at Newcastle, that's the difference. The early pace dog hasn't been able to
get away.
Yeah, the strong running types turn second. But I'll tell you what, he's run well for, because where he's turned New in Champ, I thought, well, he's going to pull away from Slippy Perry. But I mean, Slippy Perry's just run off wide there. But normally a dog coming to the end of his run, they do that. But I don't think he was running on empty. It's just that he's up against a dog that's been finishing 2 for 1 in all his races at Shawfield. I mean, he's not exactly pulling away. I mean, what's he got beat? A length, 3/4 of a length?
Yeah.
Great performance. Look, it went Pete Tong for me with the lay of the day, beating me next best, but that was a great race, and 4 will be winning plenty of races in the coming future.
And big futures for these two, you think, Tony?
Without doubt. I mean, there's about 4 lengths back to Along Came Finn. Nothing else was involved in the battle for winning the gold medal, but it was a great run. New in Champ. I didn't expect him to turn that close.
Okay, here we are. We're back at Shawfield, and as you said, what a fantastic buckle it was. As Tony called in commentary, Slippy Perry getting in front. New in Champ just turned in handy, and Pat Rosney will be delighted. That's 4 wins as well, Tony, and 8 starts as well, and been keeping decent company as well, this runner. Behind Barricane Bullet at Monmore, finished 4th.
Yeah, there's going to be more to come. I mean, even around the galloping track, Nottingham's, he's going to be suited to any track that Pat takes this dog. He's going to be a real nice fight.
What about the Don?
I mean, look, he's not always going to turn in that close, in fairness.
Against dogs that are...
I mean, he might even, his future might even rest over a little bit further, but look, he hasn't put a foot wrong. That's a 100% record at Shawfield, and it was a tremendous race from 2 nice prospects.
Yeah, it was. Well done, New in Champ, the winner. Well done if you were on. What we do, we get the tips out nice and early. Let you know the 8:58 at Newcastle, trap 6 is vacant. That's the next vacant trap we've got coming up. But we've got 6 runners here, Tony. Handicap, over to you.
Yeah, well, 4's an interesting runner. Marked awkward in a sprint on the 16th of March, but was 3 from 5 in handicaps when based at Sunderland. So, got to be one to keep an eye on. But I was going to be with a scratch dog, Highview Solar, who ran okay last time when reverting to a handicap. And just again, you just hope that they get the gaps when they're making their move, and hopefully Highview Solar can enjoy a change of luck.
If you look on his best clocks and the others, he's got a bit in hand, I thought, and shouldn't turn too far away. I mean, obviously he's giving away 11 lengths to trap 1, and we saw 1 win off the front in the handicap, but I just thought 6 had a chance here, Tony, to land this. As you said, on the clock, he's got a decent chance.
Yeah, and it's 4 metres. He's giving 4 metres to the 5 dog, so he shouldn't. He should be able to sort himself out around the first couple of bends. And as I say, the scratch dogs, they just need to look after themselves. And when they are going 2 for 1, scything their way through the pack, don't run up the back side of dogs, because you just lose all that momentum, and it's like pulling away in 4th or 5th gear again in a car. It takes that long to get going again, and usually the race is all over by the time they have.
What, even in your Aston Martin?
Yeah. Had an email from Lawrence Lee. He says, "Hi guys, I'm enjoying your coverage immensely tonight, and I was just wondering what the track record is for the 480 metres at Shawfield." Well, Droopy's Buick set new figures for the 480 metres at Shawfield in the semi-finals last week, 28.63.
Yeah, amazing, wasn't it? Amazing run.
Tremendous run. And he's also been on, says that he thinks Ballymac Matt is the bet of the century.
Bet of the century, there you are. Tony, we should touch on as well, the track record. It just shows you what a stiff 480 is though, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the old track record was 28.66 Greenwell River in 2009, so that was the old track record.
But it is a stiff 4 bends, isn't it? Because the time tells you that.
Yeah, I mean, look, it takes some run. I mean, I don't feel Ballymac Matt is running the bends brilliantly at Shawfield. I mean, but it shows his class. He showed it. I mean, he got away with it in the first round. Yeah. He was fortunate he was in a weak.
It was all over the place.
He only ran for 20 yards, and that was at the home straight. But 20 yards of his pace in that level is good enough. And look, they dodged the bullet. Much more impressive in the semi-final. But more importantly, the draws worked out. Connections couldn't have handpicked a better draw for their pride and joy, and the Irish Derby winner could well add the Scottish to his CV.
Tina's been on. She's sitting there with her friends. waiting for Eden the Kid to win the Scottish Derby. Boom. I wonder if it's friends that she showed a picture to Julie, I think, on the show the other day. Hove Park Upper School's been on. If there's a void race, I mean, it's not going to happen, we hope. What would happen with anti-post bets, Tony? Good point.
Just for the Scottish Derby?
Yeah, if it was to happen in any big final.
I would hope that it would be rescheduled.
Time,
Hopefully the dogs don't, like in the previous race that we saw, the dogs will do a circuit of the track, because then it's a no-go. Like if the traps didn't open, then that's not going to be too much of an issue. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's fine. Should be fine now. But it's a good point, in case people didn't know.
Colin Basterfield's been on. He says, everyone keeps saying Eden the Kid's going to miss the break. If he's 2 lengths down coming out the second bend, I feel he had back run the front dog. So he's a real fan of Eden the Kid.
Be tough if it's Bellemat Matt. We'll see what happens though. Over to Mark.
Now this is the Lucy and Pete's throwing another shrimp on the Barbie wedding trophy race. Handicap action. Heads on its way round towards the traps. Co-favourites on the off, away they go, heading up towards the first bend. 3 got a good start, about to go past 1 and 2. 2's forward to check on the run. Look at 4's early pace. It's already changed up front. 2's been badly bolted the first bend. 6 was forced wide, and up front 4's quickly gone on and built up a 3 to 4 length lead. 3's in second as they head down towards the second last bend. Jamira Charlie has quickly pulled 5, 6, 7 lengths clear of a 3. 5's running on for the back. Princess Sadie was a turn for home. It's all about Jamira Charlie in front. 5 is closing. 4 needs that line. Got it though by 3 parts of length. It's a bit concerned how badly that faded on the running, but 4 hands on ahead of 5 and 3 was third.
4, 5, 3. Eye-catching run from the runner up, but well done if you backed 4 Jamira Charlie. You gave a good mention, Tony, Debbie Calvert's runner. Interesting runner, and I tell you what, has won this okay in the end. Looked like he was going to win by 6 lengths.
I mean, 2's just run up the back of 1 there, but he showed nice early pace. I mean, he was a former A1 at Sunderland, so the fact he was getting 6 metres off the scratch dog, he probably was a blot on the handicap, in fairness. But as I say, 3 from 5 in handicaps when based at Sunderland. He clearly likes handicaps. I mean, he's shown a nice bit of pace for 4 bends. A little bit emptying out coming home. I don't know whether he was getting a bit Roy Orbison, only the lonely in front, or he was genuinely just put it all in and was emptying out. But 5 did close the gap quite dramatically up the home straight. I mean, 4 looks like he's going to stride out for a 5 or 6 length victory, but he was treading water coming home. I'd say whether it was because he don't stay or he's thinking, well, where are you? I ain't that quick, am I? I'm not so sure. But 5 has made the margin more respectable, and the handicapper might not be able to get much of an handle on that now. He's only won by about a length in the end, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's half a length maybe, three quarters. And 450 Sunderland, different to that 480 at Newcastle. Now, I'll tell you what, the next coming up at Shawfield, it's the Racing Post Greyhound TV 500 metre trophy final, and we've got 3 VTs to look at. First of those we're going to look at is Greenwell Ace, winner from Trap 6, beating Happy Man in Trap 4. They go in 5 and 2 respectively tonight, Tony. How do you see 6 and changing into 5?
She won this race last year, Greenwell Ace. Angel of the North finalist at Newcastle, but I mean, to win this back-to-back would be a great achievement, and when she's on the bunny, she's as game as they come. Standard setter in this particular contest, 30.61, 30, 31, 30 fast. I mean, if she gets on the bunny, she's difficult to pass, but will she get on the bunny?
OK, that was Greenwell Ace. Now we're going to take a look at Droopy's 5, who was a winner in Trap 1, defeating Santa Scolari in Trap 4, who goes in 3 tonight. Droopy's 5 has drawn red again. And you can see on the inside, didn't trap but paced up nicely, Tony. But Santa Scolari only beaten a short head.
Yeah, he paced up well. He didn't come away great. But, I mean, this dog's won 4 from 5 in 2016. 3rd in the Northern Puppy Derby behind Droopy's Buick last year. Chased home Candlelight Fire in the Ryan Holmes Puppy Cup at Sheffield. He's a class act. He's got his draw, and I feel the red jacket will sway things in his favour. I know he's
good run.
He's only just held on, yeah, but I feel he'll improve for a further look round. If he gets on the bunny, I feel he'll break Greenwell Ace's heart and sustain the gallop. OK, let's look at the final one then. It's Halcrow Bound. Winner from Trap 3 goes in 4 tonight, beating Droopy's Benz, who was in 5 and is in 6 tonight. And Droopy's Benz probably wants to be on the outside, but Halcrow Bound for Julie Bateson
This was some performance though.
Yeah, Droopy's Ben's obviously won the maiden derby at Newcastle, but I saw Hal Crowbound run his first 3 or 4 races at Sheffield, totally devoid of early, but finishing close up in good standard races. The switch to Shorefield, he's certainly ironing out his trapping, and he's taken to Shorefield, and he's certainly a player. I mean, now he's getting his act together. Anyone value seekers could do worse than side with Hal Crowbound, but my selection, I'm going to be with Droopy's 5. I feel he's got a plum draw on the inside. He missed the break last week, still made the bend in front. If he can trap half a yard better, which he's going to need to if Greenwell Ace traps in her best fashion, I feel he can lead Rail off the second bend into the lead, and then hopefully keep his foot on that accelerator.
So you're with 1. I'm going to go with 5, Tony. 5, not the widest on the run-up, so track 5 will be fine, I think, Greenwell Ace. Got that great early pace, as you said, will be looking to make the bend. But you could see possibly 1 and 5 going to the bend together.
Yeah, and I just feel 1 being drawn on the inside, save ground and hit the front. I feel he'll improve for a further look round Shorefield as well, but he's a dog that likes to win races. And I feel Jimmy Wright was out of luck in the previous final. He might well be on the podium for the first time tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to this at Shorefield. 5 to 4, Droopy's 5. You can see in the track challenge, 1 and 4 have 3 apiece at the moment. Parade just finishing here. Tina was with the boys, Miki, she says, the other night. They're all on Eden the Kid as well. A lot of emails and tweets about Eden the Kid. There's 6 really good dogs in there though, Tony. It's a great final. Droopy's 5 is the favourite.
Yeah, bit of money for Hal Crowbound. Interesting final.
Okay, here's Jason at Shorefield.
Well, here I am in the restaurant at Shorefield, as ever, hustling and bustling. And I tell you what, the food looked absolutely fantastic. Not that I've had any of it. Someone who has, though, is owner Brendan Keogh, who's already enjoyed success with Diego Flight.
Yeah, he ran well, didn't he? Fancied him tonight, how he'd win. Ran well, yeah.
And obviously the big one to come, Eden the Kid.
Yeah, it's a great final, absolutely super final. Everyone keeps on about that he hasn't got the early to go with him, and to do 370 or 77 around Wimbledon, and he's done 1590 sprint around Wimbledon. He's got the early alright. If he hits it, he has the early.
Well, that's the thing. I think because he's so adept at coming from behind, people forget that when he pops out, and has popped out in the past, he's simply pretty much unbeatable.
Well, I reckon he made up 8 lengths on fair taxes last week after missing the break. That was probably one of the best races he's ever run I've seen. Do I fancy him? Yes, I do. I think he has a great chance tonight.
And you've had so many great dogs, well, for a number of years, but recently twice been owners of the year. What keeps your enthusiasm up? Is it big nights like tonight?
No, I've been in greyhound racing a long time now. I love greyhound racing, support greyhound racing all the time, and obviously it's lovely to have a good dog. We try and get good dogs. The derbies is the ones that really, you know what I mean, to be in the derby finals, they're great buzz, yeah.
Brendan, we'll go back to you, because you haven't finished. Thank you very much. I just want to show very quickly, I've got to show you one thing very quickly. They've arranged something for JK, a special plate for JK. Back to you.
Very nice indeed, and he'll polish that off, no danger, Tony.
Yeah, that's just an appetiser plate for JK.
Okay, drop of the Vera come out later as well, Vera Lynn. 5 to 4, more money for Droopy's 5. A few of them being nibbled here, Tony. You got track 2's been back.
It's a great betting heat. I mean, to be truthful, I wouldn't be backing Droopy's 5 at 5 to 4. As much as I think he's going to win the race, I just feel that some sort of case can be made for all.
Was that market mover today? Droopy's 5?
Yeah, it was one of the nibble. There wasn't major market moves. There was a few nibbles for bits and pieces.
Okay, Bramble Facts has been on. Droopy's Ben's a great bitch. Brother and sister do the double tonight. Buick winning the big one later. That's what it says. Here we are. Final one goes forward. Hal Crow bound. Look out for the early pace. Greenwell Ace. Droopy's 5 on the inside. Here we go. Flag is waved. Hair running. Racing Post Ground TV 500 metre trophy final. Good luck with the bets here. Here it comes. And the lids are up and we race away. It's a good break from 2 on the inside, 3. Droopy's 5 just missing the kick. 4, Outcrow Bound will go round in front and does. Leads by 2 lengths from Droopy's 5, back in 3rd. 6 now shows good pace to go off in pursuit of 4. Droopy's Ben's chasing 4 down to the 3rd bend. But it's 4, Outcrow Bound leading. In second, 6, Droopy's Ben's around the outside, switches the challenge. It's 4 with 6 on the tail, 4 off the final turn, 4, Outcrow Bound trying to make every yard up towards the line, digging deep. Outcrow Bound will do it for Julie Bateson. 4 beats 6, back in 3rd. I fancy Happy Man just getting up to make it an even number go. Well, I'll tell you what, it was a great final and a great performance. Outcrow Bound we saw in those heats, Tony. What a turn of foot shown, and stayed on well.
Yeah, as I say, one's missed the break again, and the foot starts some dogs can miss the break from the foot starts because it's not a natural rise of the boxes, but he certainly ironed out his trapping, Outcrow Bound, and although Droopy's Benz was quickly on the case, he wasn't for catching last week. Droopy's Benz gave it her best shot last time and couldn't get to Outcrow Bound, and once in front, I felt it was always going to be the Outcrow Bound's race to lose. I mean, 6 has slingshotted herself round the second bend to give chase, but 4 strong in front, and again looks a nice type. I mean, he's only in April 2014. One's tried to recover following that mixed break, but he's at his best off the front. I don't know if Happy Man wasn't a very happy man on the running. Certainly was paying plenty of attention to Droopy's 5. I mean, he was running on all of a sudden. Yeah. He wants to have a hang on. Where are you going, 1? So I mean, that's probably going to be a. I'd say that's a no contest one. I don't even know who was 3rd in the end. It looked like it was close.
2, I think. Yeah, 2 wasn't it?
But
4, 6 and 2. Outcrow Bound does it very nicely. Right, we've got Rosie Lee here. What are you going to have? There's a break coming up. Welcome back to Rpgtv, joined in the studio by top judge Tony Bullen. Just a reminder, you've got a vacant trap there. There are plenty at Newcastle tonight. The next 9:15 trap 6 will be vacant there. And a reminder, 9:15 Newcastle, we will be recording. Big build up to the Scottish Derby final. We will show you it, but as I said, don't look at the result. Watch the programme. We'll show it as live, but it won't be live. You know what I mean. Right, 2-1 favourite is trap 3 here, Tony, and you fancy this one?
I think you better bin that top judge malarkey the way it's going tonight. But I'm with trap 3, Blakefield Quick. Impressive debut at Limerick. Only had the 1 start at Limerick, won by 8 lengths in 29.07. Improved each time he's gone to the boxes at Newcastle in trials, and shaped well on his debut. Didn't get a run early, ran well to finish, just under 2 lengths behind Bramble Taylor. He's certainly going to be winning a race of this nature sooner rather than later, and hopefully it's tonight.
Okay, I'm with, well, the way that my tipping's been going, it won't be going all in, but that's who I'm with. Trap 5 here, a puppy, who a winner last time, only had a couple of starts, got ahead in front, made all, and I just think once a puppy's been on the bunny, I like to think there might be a bit more to come, but a tricky race. 3 and 5 of the puppies. Tone's with 3. I'm with 5.
Yeah, Lawrence Leaping back on about Pearstown Sound. Hi lads, Pearstown Sound was born and bred by Seamus Whelan near me in County Wexford. He was a ace high rumble dog, brilliant dog, throwing loads of winners.
Here's Mark.
This is the Wordies Trophy race. A4 the Great has on its way round towards the traps. Favourite in the white jacket, Blakefield Quick, who was very unlucky last week. 2-1 the show. Off and racing, hang up towards the first bend. 1 traps out best. To lead just ahead of 3, then 5. 4's edge, middle of rails. 2's pinned against the rails. Round the first bend. 5 leads away. 3 trying on the inside was forced to check. So 5 in front out of 1, then 3, then 4, 2. You could throw a blanket over the lot of them, and it's going all in. Who leads by a half length? He has 3 coming back for more. 1's on the inside, but 5 repels him at the moment. 3's been knocked over. At the back of the field, Ace up and running. 5 leads by a length over 1. Who's wearing it down? 1 on the far side. 5 near to us. Another photo and prospect, but 1 got up. 1 wins it from 5. 4 back in third. 1, 5, 4. I'm glad to see 3 has completed at the back, despite the tumble at the third bend.
Yeah, good news. Well done, Mark. Mentioned that 3 got up okay. took a perler. Tony very green, running on the back of dogs, checking in behind. One's got there, well done if you back Queenie's Angie, we fancy, just got there from going all in. I thought it was a good performance from 5, but 3 pretty green.
Yeah, I thought 3 was going to take all the beating. Looked like he was going to turn in a position, but the experienced Queenie's Angie, again, got plenty of miles on the clock. But you just see 3, just as you say, looked like he was going to turn, and just that 5's cut across him. He's wonky round the bend. He hasn't straightened. He's gone round the bend sideways, like without being touched, in fairness, because he's flanked by dogs. But even here, I thought, well, you're still going to be competitive. He's trying to get back into the race. I don't know who clipped him. I mean, I thought he's travelling like the winner still, but he looks like he's just going to try and go between inside. 5 and 1.
He touches.
I don't know whether he's put his foot in his muzzle or he's just clipped the heels, but he was going to be there or thereabouts. But Queenie's Angie going all in, only had the 2 races. One's come home stronger than 5, Ian.
Yep, 1 just staying on, and 5. There'd be more to come from 5, that puppy, and look out for 3, who was showing pace, but just unfortunately took that perler. Hopefully none the worse, and will surely be okay. And Mark mentioned got up okay. Trap 3. That's the best news of all, of course. Right, we move on, and the action continues to come from Shawfield. Next, we have the Racing Post Greyhound TV 500 metre Division 2. We've got plenty of emails, though, Tony, have we, before we get
got one from Cyprus, from, I hope I pronounced the name right, Fanos from Cyprus. Hi, from sunny Cyprus. I have 7 dogs at home, and you will be surprised to know that they are stuck in front of the screen as we're watching the races on the internet. The funniest thing happens towards the end of the race, when the speaker's voice goes louder before the finish. They all start barking. So great stuff there.
I like it. Right, we've got VT dogs to look at, haven't we? First of all, Denane's Minor was a winner from Trap 1, goes in 4 in this race. Second, from Trap 3, Parkgate Connie staying on strongly, goes in 1. And third, Tarbrook Benji was third in Trap 2, goes in 3 tonight, Tony. But the big thing here, Parkgate Connie is now in red.
Yeah, I don't think that the middle draw above her, Denane's Minor. This is over 480, but tonight's contest is over 500 metres. But as you're going to see here, they was in behind, queuing in Parkgate Connie and Tarbrook Benji, and you thought one was going to be swallowed up, but he kicked again, Denane's Minor, and he was still in front at the drop. So I feel that he can confirm superiority over Parkgate Connie and Tarbrook Benji, and he's going to be my selection.
OK, I'm going to go with 1, Tony. I thought the extra distance may just help once she gets going, I should say. The bitch in Trap 1 for me, but Tony's with Trap 3.
But that was and that VT was automatic start. I don't know if they're going to be foot starting at the moment. As you say, it can have a major effect on certain dogs. Don't always come away.
Yeah, you've touched on running. The way that can affect them.
Email from Jamie Livingston. Could you say a big hello to Buff and Carol from Mulkirk? Don't just tell Carol Buff has all his wages on Eden the kid.
OK, we're going to hear more from Jason. He's up at Shawfield, of course.
You stand up there.
Where to start. Look, I'm all akimbo here. Anyway, more importantly, I've got Kelly McGarry here. Hello, Kelly. Thanks for joining us.
Hiya.
Ballymac. Well, it's certainly been only 2 rounds, but a thrilling couple of rounds.
It has, yeah. We're just delighted to be involved in the final. I mean, it's great for the kennel, and it's turned out to be a fantastic final, and that's what you want to see on night side tonight. And you know, we're just pleased to be here.
Well, everyone's pleased to have you here because Ballymac, obviously, what happened in Ireland winning the derby, the buzz went around. Have you heard? Matt's going.
Yeah, obviously it's nice because we're local people and obviously owning half a share, and Matt, we were wanting to bring the dog over here and maybe tackle the Scottish derby and the English derby, and then hopefully go back to Liam and go back to Ireland. And you know, our aim was to get him to the final, and we're here, and you know, we're going to enjoy the night. We've had a great run up to the week, and the dog's in great form.
And how did it come about? Because it's almost an embarrassment of riches, you and Liam, isn't it?
you know, we're just happy. Liam was very generous to let us, you know, buy into the dog. My husband's quite persuasive at times, and he tortured him to try and buy a half share in him, and you know, it was good of Liam to do that. And you know, we've had a great time, and first derby win for Liam. So we're just, it's nice to have a dog as good as him around the kennel.
And of course, Trap One. I think 3 victories from Trap One in the Irish Derby, obviously in the semi as well. And Leave It Dawning 2's not a bad draw.
No, I'm happy enough with the draw. I mean, you know, I would have took any box really. When you get to this stage, if you're in the final, you know, you can get anything. And you know, I am happy with Trap One. And you know, like I say, it's turned into a great final. And good luck to everyone involved. Everyone
knows the care, the TOC, the love, the attention you give your greyhounds. Have you done anything slightly different over the past week, or is it just let it go on as normal, as it were?
No, we'll always keep the routine the same. I think that's the biggest key to our kennel. Everything's kept the same, nothing gets changed, and you know, it's now down to the dog, and it's down to him now. We can't do any more. The dog's in great form, and you know, hopefully he can come out and win, but you know, it's a great lineup.
It most certainly is. Kelly, thanks so much for talking to you. There'll be a mighty roar should he win.
There would be, but I'm quite nervous.
Thanks so much, and back to you, Miki.
Yeah, nervous talking to Jason, I suppose, but good to hear from Kelly Macari. She's a brilliant young trainer, and Ballarat Matt, she's got the favourite in the final. On loan to England.
She looks as cool as a cucumber as well. I mean, 15-20 minutes away from a huge race like that, but look, once them dogs are in the boxes, mate, it's down to the dogs. It's all out your hands, and look, let's just hope for a clean run race and may the best dog win. We've had an email from Raymond Haddon, who's a Scottish man living in Clonmel. He says, "Hi guys, I think I will do a tri-cast in the final with a Scottish connection. Trap 3, Eden the Kid, Liz and Rab McNair. Trap 4, Droopy's Buick, Jimmy Wright, followed by Trap 6, Hot Pipe, Scotchy and Roy from Armadale."
On that, Tony, Tomo12 has tweeted in, "Hi guys, crossing everything I had for Hot Pipe. 40-1, I believe, on the early shows. In the Derby final, be a massive achievement. Come on, Hot Pipe." Bramble Facts has said 5 is a certainty here, Junior Cert. That's what he thinks.
Also had Gary Johnson been on. "Hi, great night's racing tonight. I've been greyhound racing for a very long time, but I've mostly been on the flapping circuit, Chester, Ellesmere Port, Winsford, St Helens, Bolton, West Oughton, Chesterton, and so. I've just purchased another greyhound last week, and it's the first time that I've given it to someone else to train for me, so he's gone into Bellevue. So fingers crossed we have a bit of luck with him. Cheers." That's from Gary. Good luck, Gary.
Yeah, good luck,
As
Gary.
I say, it's a different scene, the flaps to the licence, but good luck with that dog at Bellevue. No name of the dog though, so he's watching out for them gambles.
The money's come for Trap 1, Tony. I think punters that the extra 20 metres may help. 2-1 from 3.
Yeah, as I say, the inside's been running reasonably well at Shawfield tonight. Looks a competitive race. I don't see why 4 cannot confirm superiority. I don't feel a middle draw be too much of an inconvenience, but we'll soon find out. As the starter waves the flag for this Racing Post Greyhound TV 500 metre Division 2. Let's see if the hare is on the approach this time. There it comes. And away they go, and 3 comes away running. Tarbrook Benji from Dunane's Minor, who's pacing up round the first bend. 4 just looking to get round from 3, and 4 does take up the running from Afboy Doob, who does run on strongly. It's Dunane's Minor, 3 lengths clear from Afboy Doob. Parkgate Connie trying to run on, but 4, Dunane's Minor, 3 lengths clear from Afboy Doob, who will be running on up the home straight, but 4, 2 lengths clear from 6, who is looking to check out wide, but 4, length and a half clear from 6, who's mounting the challenge, but up towards the line. 4 Kids from the front, pulls out extra to win by 2 lengths. Dunane's Minor.
Well done, Tony. Dunane's Minor wins it, does it nicely. Parkgate Connie, the money came, but just couldn't close in, and game off the front, the extra 20 metres, not a problem.
No, as I said, he was in front still at the pickup. They was queuing in behind. He obviously likes to hear a couple of dogs rattling in behind, because Afboy Doob is pretty strong. He doesn't normally turn that close to the pace 6, and I thought it was going to be race on, but all credit to Dunane's Minor. He stuck to the task well, and he looks a jealous type off the front, Ian.
Yeah, closing in behind was 6, as you said, and 4 off the front, kicks on again. And does it nicely. 1 there for the VT boys and girls, of course. And round the final 2 turns, 4 not for catching. 1 stays on again, Tony, and probably needs further. But as you pointed out, 4 pretty strong in front and holds all challengers off.
Yeah, I mean, he's only had, his 9th race, 4 wins. There might be more in the locker. Look at him, he's still full of running.
Yeah.
He's still got plenty of petrol left in the tank. I mean, 1's run on well, but it was all about 4. He won that early pace battle, stayed in front.
OK, the 9:15 at Newcastle, reminder, we are recording that race for you because the big build-up after this break comes for the Rpgtv Scottish Derby final. 20 grand to the winner. We are recording and we'll show you following, of course, the big one coming up. And the build-up is starting right now. We have the VT dogs to have a look at for the Racing Post Greyhound TV Scottish Derby final. The first semi-final, Fair Taxes, Tony, was a winner in Trap 1, goes in 5 tonight. Eden the Kid did some running to qualify. Second from Trap 5, he's in 3. How do you think the draw will affect Fair Taxes?
I don't think the draw will be too bad, especially with Droopy's Buick making a beeline for the rails, so he should have a bit of room to manoeuvre. In Ireland he ran from this sort of box and got good form. I mean, he slammed Claire's Wonder last year, ran behind Ballymacmat in the Game 600 at Shelbourne, finished 3rd in the Gold Cup to Slippery Fred in February and reached the 3rd round of the Irish Derby. He's a class act, unbeaten in the final. Connections will take the draw. They're going to have to accept the draw that they've got. He's got every chance. Don't rule him out. OK, the second semi sees the favourite here, Ballymacmat, a winner from Trap 1, and the winning time 29.05. Second Trap 6, Hot Pipe. The Sole Middle Seed goes in 6. Again, of course, don't forget, just a reminder, get your bets on Newcastle. Tony, Ballymacmat, when he traps like this, he shouldn't get picked up tonight if he does. He didn't look like the Irish Derby winner in the first round, but he certainly looked like the Irish Derby winner in the second round. I mean, impressive, improved the bundle. He's got the draw. I mean, I think he's 5 from 7 out of Trap 1. He hadn't raced prior to finish behind Paradise Silver in the Night of Stars in November, so he came into this event fresh. He's been over, settled into Kelly's, and look, he's the class. They're all class, but he's the class of the race, in my opinion. On the draw, I think the draw gives him a massive advantage tonight.
OK, then we look at Droopy's Buick, mightily impressive from Trap 4. Goes in 4 again. Second, Leave at Dawn in 2. Goes in 2 again. But we must mention Trap 2, Leave at Dawn, just moves off, Tony. But Droopy's Buick was out and gone.
It'd be some achievement to win the Scottish Derby. To do it from Trap 4 in heat, semi and final would be even greater. I mean, Jimmy Wright's dog was crowned Newcomer of the Year last year. Won the Northern Puppy Derby, finished 3rd in the Puppy Classic, won the Puppy Plate at Sunderland, won the Lawrence Jones Memorial. What more do you want?
Can he get across tonight?
Well, I don't think he can. He's going to need to. He needs to lead off that second bent to hold any chance of capturing this title, because he's not going to be coming from off the pace at this level, in my opinion. It's a great final. I mean, whoever wins it's going to deserve it. Even the outsider Hot Pipe, I know he's 40-1, but he's there on merit, and funnier things have happened.
It's a brilliant final, 20 grand to the winner, sponsored by the show, of course. One last reminder, 9:15 Newcastle, we are recording it. Get your bets on. We can go across to Shawfield now. We're going to hear from Jason.
Well, last minute preparations are going on before the final of the Racing Post Greyhound TV Scottish Derby final. We've seen a lot of connections. A lot of them are obviously just feeling a little bit anxious at this moment. As we walk on, we can see Leave at Dawn there, and of course Brendan Matthews, who's done so well, just 2 starts, because of course JK came here without a look at the track.
Yeah, and it showed particularly in the first round, didn't it? Ran off at the first bend. Did so at in the semi-final. Maybe that was because the other greyhound went across him. Going to get better and better, but there they are, the greyhounds are going out now on parade, getting ready to go out, and not long now before the end of a wonderful competition.
Well, it has been a wonderful competition, and it's really surpassed expectations. There's Ballymacmat, you can see going out with Kelly, Leave at Dawn, of course, Eden the Kid, with Rab, Derby 3rd, Droopy's Buick, of course, and Fair Taxes we can see there, and there's well, the pride of Scotland, Hot Pipe.
Yeah, fantastic, and it's things like that make a competition like this. You need a local interest, and what a fantastic story. A dog picked up very, very cheaply, and in the most important race of the year for people in Scotland.
Yeah, and well, it is a cliche, but whoever wins it will be a worthy winner because it's been vaunted as one of the best races, one of the best, not just Scottish derbies, but races that we've seen for an awful long time.
Yeah, good luck indeed, and there we go. Bit of best of luck to you.
That was Brendan Matthews then with Leave at Dawn, of course, who ran in the Easter Cup and was a winner on the Night of Stars, lest we forget.
Absolutely, and you know, I think Brendan said, and it was quoted in the paper as saying that, you know, it was but boy, did the dog show some pace. A big role in the final outcome of the competition, because if he does run off, he's going to give that such a good draw.
Now,
yeah, apologies there, some of the sound problems on the line, but you've got the gist of most of it. We can see the betting. Ballymac Matt, Tony, the even money's gone now, odds on 4 to 5. Even the Kid has been nibbled from 4 to 1. Droopy's Buick, as we said, has got to get across, fair taxes. A Hot Pipe 25 was 40 earlier, but Ballymac Matt, a worthy favourite, and pretty short now though. I've gone Nap, and he is a short price.
This final's got everything here. Not only the class of dogs, the quality of trainers. I mean, Brendan Matthews, everyone would know him for his coursing up the coursing field. But if anyone can get their dog ready to perform on the big occasion, it's Brendan. And after the first round, I thought Leave at Dawn was a massive player for the outright honours, but he just disappointed in the semi-finals. But he ran well to qualify, and the fact that he's in the final, he's got every chance. But
he came from way back to qualify.
He did. I mean, Eden the Kid, I said in the paper today, Rab says he can become a man. I felt the dog became a man throughout the course of the Wimbledon Derby last year. He broke the track record early, and it was like, was it a one-off? Well, it wasn't a one-off. He finished a respectable third in that final. Look what he done when he won the Breeders. I mean, I know he was in with lesser lights in with British Breeders at Nottingham.
But what a run.
He made a complete... He might as well give himself a handicap. He handicapped himself at the start. But at that level, he can get away with it. You cannot afford... As quick as he is, as much as his recovery skills to get him back, he can't afford to keep trapping like that, because he's always just going to be beaten 3 or 4 lengths, 2 or 3 lengths in doing that. I mean, if he ever led off the second bend, then the track record would be rattled. But
money for Eden the Kid, Tony, 3 to 1, but on the exchanges, 6.2. But the punters at the track, that you don't know if it's just maybe the Rab factor, some of the fans up there.
Grand National factor, when they're like 8 to 1s when there've been 12s and 14s available all day. But look, it's a good betting heat. I mean, Ballymac Matt was always probably going to be shorter. He was 13 to 8.74 immediately after. He was always going to be shorter than that. It's just a great final, and may the best dog win.
Okay, Ballymac Matt, 4 to 5. Oh, we're going to hear from Jason again at Shawfield, the big one coming up.
So we heard some opinions, rather vociferous opinions as well, but we are getting closer and the crowd are very, very excited indeed, as you can see. Good boys, good boys. JK, it's almost a unique atmosphere here, isn't it?
It's an amazing atmosphere. It's a throwback, isn't it? It absolutely is. And everyone's got an opinion. Just walking through the betting room there. So much money for Trap 1, but plenty of different opinions. We heard them, didn't we?
Yeah, we have, and it's great because these are real dog fans as well. They're going to enjoy the race, whoever wins it, and they're going to give a rousing reception, as we've seen the last 3 years on Rpgtv.
We all see that, and look, there isn't that much open racing in Scotland. When the top dogs come up here, the locals absolutely adore it. They like backing a winner, of course, but they want to see these good dogs run.
They do, and I'm just looking over now, and I can see Kelly there, and she's just having a word with Ballymac Matt, and we saw her beforehand, and well, what a performance it would be, a history-making performance if Ballymac Matt should win.
Yeah, Michael Fortune was digging through the statistics. 1948, I think, was the last time that an Irish Derby winner and a Scottish Derby winner held the titles at the same time. So, you know, that really is history in the making. There's been a few that have won Scotland then England, but Ireland and Scotland is an unusual combination.
Yeah, and well, Kelly's just approaching the traps now, obviously followed by Leave at Dawn. Rab's been here and done it all before as well. He's Mr. Cool, actually, isn't he, when he's on parade, Rab?
Yeah, it's interesting hearing that Kelly, she's been Miss Cool all week, but even she would say the nerves were just starting to get there a little bit. Look, it's a derby. It's one of the 3 biggest races of the greyhound year.
And it just shows you, doesn't it, the strength that we've we haven't talked too much about Droopy Spirit. We're talking in turn about Droopy Spirit, but this is a greyhound who broke the track record last week.
And how interesting that Jimmy Wright wasn't actually that convinced about putting him in the Scottish Derby until the owner said, hey, I think we should be going. And whatever happens tonight, he's been justified in that.
And we also know that greyhound racing is a snowball effect for races like this. Remember, it was under threat a few years back, and you have a strong final like this, it only means a stronger competition next year.
Absolutely does. I think the Scottish Derby's on the up and up. I think it has been for a few years now, and I think the new format, the 3 Saturday format's really helped. There's no getting away. It's a gruelling competition. If not for the greyhounds, it's the connections who are travelling a long way. But that week between rounds has made a big difference. It used to be Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. That was ultra tough.
Yeah, that was ultra tough, and obviously a deserved winner, whoever takes this. Just looking at Catherine there, she's with Fair Taxes. Again, like Kelly, you're just rubbing the dog, giving the dog a little chat, just stroking his ear there.
Yeah, just trying to keep them calm, really. You know, I mean, this is a bit unusual. You know, this isn't a regular Shawfield crowd day, and the crowd's very close here. And as we've heard, it's pretty raucous.
It is pretty raucous, but we just say that the dogs do pretty much seem unaffected by the crowd as well. Not so sure about those who are walking them, but the dogs seem pretty unaffected.
Yeah, I was a bit concerned about you halfway through that crowd that didn't have the camera on you, but you were getting assaulted from all angles.
Yeah, it's not the first time. And I must say, great to see Roy Smith, the first person we spoke to this evening, of course. He's realistic, but as he quite rightly said, his dogs know outside. I know 33 to 1 shot, 40 to 1 shot, whatever he was.
Well, what a moment. You know, a dog that was bought relatively cheaply from the independent circuit. And Roy was saying earlier in the week that him and Scotchy have had success back in the year on the independents. This is a whole new level now.
Yeah, most certainly is a new level, and well, we're getting closer and closer and closer. And well, it's interesting to see Kelly's just taking Ballymat away from the others, but now it's the call to arms, as it were. The Racing Post Greyhound TV Scottish Derby final, £20,000 and a trophy to the winner. I haven't asked you the most obvious question, JK. Who's going to win it?
I've tipped Ballymat on the draw. Track one has such a great record in Scottish Derby finals. 7 winners this century. Think he can make it 8.
Okay, JK then with Ballymat, but as we heard from the crowd earlier on, lots and lots of differing opinions here, and well, we really aren't that far away. It's been a fabulous night already. The crowd is swelling even more. People are coming out of the rafters to watch this. It's standing room only about 3 back at the side, so they are just beginning to load up now, JK.
You haven't told me who you think is going to win, Jason.
Do you know, I think Fair Taxes has got a chance. I think Fair Taxes has got a chance if Droopy Spirit moves to the left and Hot Pipe doesn't inconvenience Fair Taxes. So a lot of people were on when we had Daniel on the programme. He tipped up Fair Taxes each way at 10 to 1.
Yeah, he was a great guest that night. Tipped lots of winners, as I recall, and this would just be the icing on the cake, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he won't be back. Maybe next year. That's about limit. But they are starting to go behind now. I'm having to go up on my heels and my horses to have a look as they are loading up, and it won't be too long before we do know who the winner is.
I think.
Back to the studio.
Yeah, great build up from Jason. He's got his heels on. High heels? Jason. He looked as though he was had his wits about him there. Here we go then. It's the Racing Post Greyhound TV Scottish Derby final. £20,000 to the winner and a trophy. The flag is waved. Here we go. Bunny on the spin. Favourite in red. Here comes the bunny. Big roar from the crowd. And the lids are up. Ballymat has popped out nicely towards a turn. 6 around the outside. Hot Pipe of Ballymat. Always checked in behind. Forced to check 6. Hot Pipe goes on. Big outsider. Ballymat trying to close. Back in third. Fair Taxes staying on. Down towards the third turn. Hot Pipe leads by 2 lengths. 5. Fair Taxes come with a good looking run. 1 back in third. Ballymat off the final turn. It's 6. Hot Pipe digging deep. Here comes Fair Taxes up towards the line. Fair Taxes and Hot Pipe comes back. Hot Pipe has landed it. Would you believe it? Outsider of the whole party. Hot Pipe, track 6, has come back. What a race. Ballymat forced to check at the first turn, but no excuses. We heard earlier people were back. Hot Pipe. Tony, what a race.
Unbelievable, Jeff, as Chris Kamara would say. Absolute brilliant. I mean, he said he had a chance on the early pace factor. He needed a bit of trouble in behind. What a race. I'm presuming he's got back up.
Well, it's close, but Hot Pipe There we are. There's the focusing on Hot Pipe. Oh,
Presence, unbelievable. I mean, that's the last Scottish winner was 1974, and that's got to be one of the biggest prize winners in the history.
I think 25 was the last show we had. We'll confirm it shortly. Oh, Tony, what a race. I mean, it was a cracker, wasn't it? Ballymacmac, when he popped out, I must admit, Tony, I thought he was going to get to the bend.
He hasn't been running the bends at Shawfield. As I say, I want to see the replay because it was absolutely superb race. I mean, well, they look like they're putting the presentation jacket on Hot Pipe. What a brilliant performance. I mean, Fair Taxis looked like he was going to mow him down.
Here we are. Now, Ballymacmac, he popped out okay, didn't he, Tony? And you're sort of thinking if he goes round here...
Three's tracked well for his. Four's immediately hit 3 out the boxes. 2's moving out across the 3. 3 and 4 are out the race. Now, all of a sudden, you've got the outsider in front. Ballymacmac turned in second. You'd think he was going to rub him out. Fair Taxis, who we said the draw wouldn't be too much of an issue.
Yep,
it wasn't.
Pace.
Now, Hot Pipe's there to be shot at. You're thinking, well, the big class is going to kick in. Class is going to kick in. I mean, did he momentarily hit the front 5 as well?
I thought 5 hit the front on the inside. I'm not sure if I called it, but we'll have a look. Let's have a look. 5's
it's a deceptive angle, but
it is a deceptive angle.
6, all credit to 6. I mean, even Ballymacmac's ended up trying to come out wide to win the race. I mean, it's absolutely superb.
Right, let's get back to Jason.
Come on, I know you could beat us.
Georgie boy. Well done.
Thanks. Jonathan. Thank you, Tierra.
Roy, fantastic. Who would have thought it?
I know. Well, that's a dream come true. I'm stuck for words, and I'd just like to thank everybody that's texted me, wished me good luck, and it's just a dream come true. It just shows you what you can pick up, eh? The cheap little dog. Oh dear. I've never drunk for 4 years, but I'm having a share bit tonight.
I do not, and I'll be happy to buy you. I tell you what, I hope the bagpipe guy knows Flower of Scotland, because what a performance by Hot Pipe, sir, what a performance.
No, unbelievable. 41 years old. What a run. Not these top kiddies for England and Ireland. They're your top kiddie.
I know. I mean, he got out there, he showed the pace, and we are going to start.
My brother back home, his name's Brian. This is the tool. Tell Brian, this is the tool.
Brian, this is a tool. This is a tool, Brian. And here we go. Here is the parade, the famous parade. And now we can see Roy Smith. And now the bagpiper will play. And we can see the Saltire is flying behind. And this is going to be a very, very popular winner indeed. How many years has it been, JK?
2 years. I'm going to need a new statistic now on the Derby. Amazing performance. And what a race. How exciting.
It was so exciting. The others had their chance, of course. And just look at the crowd clapping one and all as well there. And let's be honest, a lot of them wouldn't have backed Hot Pipe, but that doesn't matter. They've had a Scottish winner, and they're absolutely enthralled.
Yeah, and absolutely amazing. And look, he's getting a fantastic reception. It is one of the most knowledgeable ground crowds, and they are absolutely loving it.
And look at this, a man of the people as well, Roy, shaking hands in this. A wonderful reception, and by some of the connections of the other runners as well. And Rab, I tell you, was the first to congratulate Roy.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Isn't it? It's a great news story. I spoke to Roy for the first time during the week. He said he hadn't been sleeping. When's he going to go to sleep ever again?
I don't know when he'll go to sleep ever again after this. He's going to have his first drink tonight for 4 years, so that might help. But the crowd, look at it. Look at them all recording it for posterity. And this is for Scotland, in Scotland. It's a wonderful performance. And we can just see
earlier that your Scottish accent was starting to come out. I think you'll be fully fledged by the end of the night.
And look at Hot Pipe. Look at Hot Pipe. He's the calmest one here. He's absolutely calm as anything. And there is the crowd.
Absolutely brilliant, and there's so many well-wishers wanting to... This is a special moment. I mean, let's not make no mistake, greyhound racing in Scotland has been in the doldrums, really. You know, Shawfield is keeping it going. It's not easy for a lot of people to keep interest in the sport. This is fantastic. What a brilliant story.
It really was absolutely fantastic indeed. There's Roy. And we're going to have the presentation now, obviously, and there are jubilant scenes going on. And lots of them are going to be coming out to receive the trophy. course, £20,000 as well. And look at these scenes, absolutely exultant. And he told us, remember, Roy he didn't tell his wife, but he told us that he'd had the bet on. And we've got a happy man here, sir.
Just a part owner of the two trainers that deserve all the credit, not me. Oh. Unbelievable! The wee man takes the big boys on. Him and Roy deserve everything.
And Jim, here is Jim. Jim, congratulations.
Him and Roy deserve everything.
Very emotional, very emotional. Well, congratulations to you, Jim. You deserve it.
Yeah. And that's thanks to my dad, all the people. I'm going to kiss you.
Brilliant.
I'm actually going to kiss you.
Go on then. There's a smackaroo.
And thanks all, Scotchy.
Oh, thank you, Scotchy. Thank you for that. And here's Roy. There they are embracing. It's a wonderful. And there's the star, the real star as well. Hot pipe.
Oh,
Brilliant.
Thank you. It's just brilliant. Oh,
you couldn't have planned how you'd react at this moment.
We're getting a dog for that price, and he's just. I knew I had him right. I knew his weight was perfect, and every day I told Jim, I says he's getting stronger. You can't when you had him on the leash. He was. But I thought he was beat where I was in the centre. I thought he was beat, honestly.
Well, you do know who was behind you, the Irish Derby champion, William Hill Derby third.
I know. I just thought it meant for me and Jim. Honestly, we've been in the greyhounds all our days. We're 10 years out, and we've came back and we've got this. It's just.
And how about that reception?
They're different class of people. See, with yourselves, I know Jonathan, and gave us a lot of good write-ups about the dog. You know what I mean?
Right, we've got to have that presentation now. Congratulations, but we'll get to that as I'll just hand back to Miki in the studio.
Well, great stuff, wasn't it, Tony? Connections, you can see, delighted. Didn't dismiss it. It's won at a big price. It confirmed the SP shortly. I think it was 25 the last show.
We said any given Sunday. I mean, I think that's what makes this sport so great. Bottle that and take it anywhere.
Yep.
Be proud of the product. I mean,
Fantastic.
That's just fairy tale stuff. I mean, it just shows that
anything can happen.
Anything can happen. And you watch the entries for the Derby go up now.
I'll tell you what, well, brilliant stuff for Connection. And they said they backed it, but they didn't say how much.
And I think that's the biggest price winner since Glide Away Silver in 1992, won at 25-1 for Michael Compton and Norton Keynes.
I always remind people, Droopy Survivor, my brother, God rest his soul, he had that 50-1 in the Puppy Derby final at Romford, and he won at 50s on the night. It can happen. What's going to happen here, Tony? Your best bet of the night?
Yeah, I mean, that's, so it's a bit after the Lord Mayor show, 480 handicap, carrying on that. I mean, his first start in a handicap, but I feel he'll be suited to handicapping. And one's the type of dog that can slow the race up, and if that's the case, then 6 will be ready to pounce.
OK, wow, hot pipe. The outsider of the whole party lands the Scottish Derby final, sponsored by the show. £20,000 on the trophy. Second gets £2 grand, Tony. Third £1,000, and the others £450. Really great prize money.
I mean,
betting partners on
Scottish
the show.
Derby, it should probably be worth £50,000, but if it was a 4-runner event, but brilliant race.
Here's Mark.
The Game Feeds race of the week, 480 metres the distance, heads on its way round towards Traps Mustang Jaden Evans' favourite. And everyone in Newcastle would like to congratulate all connections of Hot Pipe in a fantastic Scottish Derby final. They're off in racing. 1 breaks out smartly to lead ahead of 5, but 5 comes straight past that rival, and 5 goes on ahead of 1 and 2. Then 3, 4, 6 may have hit the rail at the first bend. As head down the far side, Roxanne at a massive price leads by a length and a half. 1 in second, Slindy side Jude. 4 lengths back to Spirit Major has come through in the third. 5 from 1 and 4. Then 6 got to get its skates on as they turn home. 5, 1's coming back from on the inside. Then we got 6. They collide off the final bend. 1 and 5. 1 and 5, 1 getting on top of 5, and then 6 in a row. 1 will win, 5, 6 close second. Looks like a 1-5-6 finish.
There you are, 1 from the front of the handicap. Unlucky, Tony, with your nap. I was with 6 as well for you, so didn't go well, did it? And no real excuse, though.
No, he went, as the hare passed, 6 went to go, and unfortunately, the traps don't open until they've reached. But you saw 6 go, and the traps stayed shut. But obviously track 1, Slaneside Jude, I said there's a bit of a thinker, does come again. And the reserve was running a blinder at one stage, but Slaneside Jude, who was successful in when last seen in a handicap, was dug deep to win. But I feel Six will make his mark in a handicap, but you see him go. As he saw the hare, he went to go and the traps weren't open for him, and he pushed his face up against the boxes and then they've opened. But look, take nothing away from the winner, who definitely does have a little bit of a think about it when going by, but went by. Six was staying on, but not quick enough for me.
Excuse me. Yeah, good win though. Well done if you backed the winner. 1, 5 and 6, I think it was in the end. Was it close for second? Yeah, possibly. We'll confirm that shortly. Now, the 9.15 we are going to show you. We promised we recorded it, and the 9.15 at Newcastle will be coming up shortly. What a final it was, the Scottish Derby. We had the big build-up, and that's why we delayed the 9.15. Here it is for you. And on the run to the first bend, it was 3 showing the best early pace, Tony. Makes the bend. Around the outside, we had 4. And down the far side, it's 4 leading Rio Bray from Meggio even. Rio Bray, track 4 in second. Round the final 2 turns 3. Here comes 2 though, Crooks Assassin around the outside, who does stay on off the final turn. 3 from 4, here comes 2 Crooks Assassin, 3 digging deep though. And Meggio, they won't get to Meggio. 3 beat 2. Well, what a race that was. We delayed it for you, and now we've got a break, and then it's back to Shorefield. Welcome back to Rpgtv, and there is the winner of the Rpgtv Scottish Greyhound Derby 2016. Connections, look at them, delighted, and what a performance by Hot Pipe, winning at double figure odds. There you can see JK with a trophy. There's a trophy there for Connections. They're all singing. Tony, it's great for the game. We've had so many tweets and emails, people congratulating them. I must come on Tomo12, never been a more deserved winner. Hot Pipe, your legend, came on earlier. Also Armchair Owners, brilliant for dog racing, what the game needs. And Shamim CG came on before, I must apologise. The whole of Armadale wants Hot Pipe to win tonight. What a performance.
I mean, and now we're on 468, more people might be stumbling across the channel. So anyone that's just looking at stumbling across ground racing for the first time, that's what dreams are made of. As I say, little cost, dog didn't cost telephone numbers. He's won the Scottish Derby, £20,000 prize on merit. Early pace and won on merit. I mean,
and out-battled fair taxes,
absolute
Tony.
Brilliant performance. I mean, Rod Wheelwright's been on. Wow, that's what dog racing is all about. Congratulations to Winning Connections and the other 5 dogs that managed to get there. All the best. Great show, guys. Also, had an email from Ken Murray. Evening, lads. I've never been so happy to lose 50 quid after watching how much it means to the winners. That's what ground racing is all about. Also, Stephen Calvert's been on. Hi guys, great show as usual. What happened to Ballymac in the Derby? It was second off the second bend, and I fully expected it to win from there. It then lost its position to fair taxis and was third at the third bend, that then stormed back up the home straight to be beaten by a whisker. Surely that should have more pace down to the third bend after all. It is the current Irish Derby champion. I just think if it can rattle home like that, then it should have showed more pace in the third turn. The problem is, as I say, we touched on it, he hasn't been racing the bends at Shorefield for some reason.
Not driving it, running into
I mean, even on the first round, he made a load of mistakes and just won up the home straight. But look, he did make a couple of errors, but the winner still won on merit.
Colonel JC has been on, says, well, massive bias on the outside of Shorefield, he thinks. Close up in the inside track has just confirmed it. Tony?
Well, we saw track 1 win the Newing dog win the puppy final earlier. Maybe as the night's gone on, as I say, I've been so engrossed in great racing. Yeah. Maybe we'll see. I mean, there's been money for track 1 in this particular contest and track 5, so the locals obviously don't feel there's a massive bias. The exchanges suggest that, I mean, 1 and 2 are short enough on the exchanges, so no, I haven't really noticed anything major, to be truthful. Droopy's 5 missed the break and showed pace to the third bend, he wasn't tailed off, so no, I haven't really noticed it, but it's something that I will keep an eye on. I know there's only a few races to go, but it's always good to know about a bias. Colin has been on. Great scenes at Shorefield, fantastic for all. I've been around the world with greyhounds, witnessed some great nights in Macau. Great for greyhound racing. Well done. Good show, lads. Jimmy from Widnes says 9:48 at Newcastle. Trap 3, get on it. So anyone looking to recoup
Union
losses.
Street, Racing Post next best.
Karen Groom, Ken Durant. Hi lads, what a great night. I sent an email in yesterday, tipping hot pipe. I'm over the moon as I was on at 33 to 1. I don't know what price did it return.
Yeah, we'll have to check that. I don't know if we can find out. I think 25 was the last price I saw, but we'll try and find out for you in a moment. But what's going to win this one, Tony? A4?
I was with Trap 5, Kawasaki Boom. I mean, only had a couple of races. One last time out in a handicap, and I'm just hoping that she can build on it. I mean, she's obviously had a couple of problems off the track, but maybe she might just be starting to develop late.
Okay, I'm with Track 2, Set Dinner. Won an A5 making all, won a handicap, and can handle the upgrade, I thought. Just out of puppy status, April 14. Set Dinner for me, and look at 5, Tony, they've smashed it.
Yeah, Kawasaki Boom, as I say, didn't show first start in February, but obviously a spell on the sidelines has worked wonders. Opened the count with a stylish success in a handicap, but the hare's on the move. Let's see how Kawasaki Boom fares off a level start tonight. And away they go, and Kawasaki Boom does come away well from Voltaire Holly, who's pacing up round the first bend. 5 just getting up on the inside of 6, and Kawasaki Boom 2 lengths clear from Lack and Cutie with Voltaire Holly in third. Set Dinner back in fourth, but Kawasaki Boom 2 lengths clear from Lack and Cutie, who's trying to make ground, just fiddles that bend, and that's allowed. Kawasaki Boom 3 lengths clear from Voltaire Holly. The emailer said that the going might be favouring the wires. Well, that looks the case as Kawasaki Boom. We didn't have a Boom in the Scottish Derby final, but we've got a Kawasaki Boom, with Kawasaki Boom winning now.
Well done, Tony. Good selection as well, and a Fancy 6 just got second, one back in third, but 5 and 6, the emailer, tweeter did come in and say that maybe a bias to the outside, but 5 and 6 broke smartly, and 5 was jealous to get on the bunny here at the turn.
Got up on the inside of 6, and that proved a crucial move. I mean, obviously she's had her problems. She's only had 2 races prior to this. May 2013, daughter of Clonkeen Stan, but that victory in a handicap, she's obviously connections have got to the bottom of her, and who's to say she cannot build up a sequence now.
And there you are, what a performance. Trap 5 doing it very nicely indeed, and Gamble landed up at Shorefield. Plenty of punters, tell you what, if they were on hot pipe and they played up a bit more winnings there, what a performance that was from 5. Bolting up, pulls well clear, won by 5 or 6 lengths, maybe 5. Union Street was the emailer, said this was a good thing. Racing Post make it next best, Union Street. Down the card, 92, 2 to 1, 94, 12, 10 and 3. What did you make of this one, Tony, this A4?
I'm with Union Street. He's a dog that likes to dictate matters. I feel this is a race where he could enjoy such a luxury. 5 from 14 in A4 company. In fact, all of his victories have come from the white vest, so I'm hoping for another slick exit and he can make all.
Trained by John Boy Walton. A bit of gold for me. Trap 2 puppy. September 14. Lacks early gears. I think 3 looks a guaranteed leader, you'd say, Tony. And it's just where 2 turns. I'm going to go with 2, but Union Street surely will lead.
Had an email from Boo. Good evening, Ian and Tony. I never thought I would be saying this, Tony, but your commentary of the 8:34 at Shorefield was worthy of the performance of the week to snatch victory from wee man Rab McNair for his enormous show of strength in being able to shove and move the immovable object of Jason's gilly, namely JK. Well done, Tone. A new career beckons for you, as your chosen one is proving rather disappointing. Gone Pete Tong, me old China. Loving today, as there's nothing more I love than sport, and that's from Boo. Well,
yeah,
great done, spectacle, the Scottish Derby.
Okay, here we are, over to Mark, favourites in blue.
Flags waved, hares on the move for race 9. 8-4 the grade. Hares on its way round towards the traps. But we've got 2 to 1 favourite here. Has a bit of gold in trap 2. 9 to 4 bar that brings in Union Street. Here comes the bunny on its way round. They're off and racing, heading up towards the first bend. 3 traps out best. The lead out is 2 and 4, then 5, 6, 1 on the run up. We've got 6 in the line now. 4 east to avoid trouble. Probably a good idea. 3 and 6 in the collision in the back and up front. It's 5. Emotional Dream and a massive price. Has a 4-length lead. Bramble OG's come through in the second. Gap back to Bramble Taylor. As they hit the second last bend. Emotional Dream 1, no bridge in the gap. Likewise, Bramble Taylor. They turn for home. Emotional Dream. Bramble OG getting on terms. 5 for 1, then 6, 1 wearing down 5, and then 6, 1. Got up to beat 6 and 5 faded on the run in to finish third, 165.
Bramble OJ wins then, a good win for 1. Staying on really strongly. Puppy, this is a June 14. Stephen Anderson won the Bramble Dogs. Tony Van's Escalade throws plenty of early pace, but this one stayed on well.
Yeah, Paul Saunders, we had the email early from Louise Saunders, so Paul must be having a decent night with another Bramble prefix crossing the line in front. Union Street came away a little bit tardy, tried to pace up, but he just wasn't making ground to that turn quickly enough, and his fate was sealed. He needed to be in front if he held any chance. All sorts of trouble. 5's gone round in front, but Bramble OJ quickly countered the move, and Bramble OJ only had a handful of starts, but he clearly sees out the trip very strongly.
And 3 said, look to a guaranteed leader. You're looking at the dog card, the sections, but once you touched on, once he wasn't leading, there was no chance for 3 to win. But well done if you back the winner. It's another trap 1, I think, has drawn level with trap 4, if I'm correct, on 5 wins. We'll check that out soon. You can see at the bottom of your screen very shortly. Right, we're off to a break. I've just got a quick tweet to read out. It's Nathan Rooney 8. He says, can we give a shout out to Peter Dunhu celebrating his engagement to a new fiancée I should say, Georgia. Best of luck, guys. Thanks, Rpgtv. Thanks. Enjoy. Break coming up. Now there's the presentation you can see, and what a performance it was. Hot pipe. And we're going to now hear from Connections.
And here it is. Here's the presentation. Hot pipe, the pride of Scotland. The pride of Scotland. Just look at that. There's Scotchy. It's Roy as well. Having their photos taken. Absolutely excellent, and still Hot Pipe is the most reserved amongst them. Doesn't know he's had a race.
Now hopefully we'll hear from Connections tomorrow. We're running out of time because the racing coming thick and fast, but that was more from Jason there. And apology, I'll read that out again. Nathan Rooney, can you give a shout out to Peter Donohoe celebrating his engagement to his new fiancée, Georgia. Best of luck, guys. Thanks, Rpgtv. Sorry, Nathan, that was better, wasn't it? Anyway, best of luck. Right, Tony, Soul Wide Sea, track 1, Privilege. Now remember, in Scotland, of course, the scratch dog is 1, not 6, as we have at our tracks down here.
No, I'm with Privilege. I mean, 6 from 19 in trap 1, and the Soul Wide Seed. As I say, I feel that this going to have to do things obviously the hard way, but he's strong enough and well equipped to do so, and I feel he's a worthy favourite.
Yep, and on the clock as well, he's got plenty in hand. If you look at his best times, 13.02 he's got, and they can't get near it. Puppy in 2 is interesting, full sport, but Soul Wide Seed, I'm with you, Tony. I'm going with Privilege.
Yeah, old Brown Overcoat is the outsider on the exchanges, easy to back. Struggled with a bit of consistency of late. I think that's what Jason needs to borrow if he's to get out of there unscathed. What's the last race tonight? 10:40. He's going to need something, I'll tell you, to get out of there unscathed. But yeah, it was a privilege to watch tonight's big race, and all credit to Connections. Brilliant. I mean, they'll be enjoying that for years to come. I mean, they'll be looking back on that, and especially to win it on their own soil as well, and it makes it even more better. Had an email from James McDonald, said, I hammered Eden the Kid, cross 3, 4 and 6 for a full cast and tri-cast. I only stuck the 6 in because he was a Soul Wide and Soul Scottish representative. Well, that might be a bit political there. Can't begrudge Connections the win. The dog had the heart of a lion. He certainly did.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. This is a handicap coming up. Get your bets on.
And Brindley Tutton's been on. Can you give a massive well done to my mate Paul Scotty, in his new dogs, New In Champ and Swift Paradise, winning their respective races at Shawfield tonight. Hopefully it will help his recovery from a stroke that he had during last year, but he has gradually been showing improvement and he's in good heart. Shawfield has been good to him, with Hoffman winning last year's Scottish Derby. He's a truly dedicated greyhound guy, and I'm hopeful you will wish him all the very best. Ardent Rpgtv viewer, Welsh Bryn, so that's great stuff. That's a brilliant Philip. Watching even if they're A8 runners, open racers, to see your dog that you own cross the line in front is always
best wishes to Paul. Let's hope for a speedy recovery. Now this handicap 6-4. They've come for trap 1. You can see just testing the traps there.
It does look boggy on the inside, if you can just see there.
Yeah, that's a good point from the tweet. Yep, thanks for that.
And it's pretty solid on the exchanges, Privilege.
Trying to find out who it was who came on with that, but yeah, it was good, well pointed out. Get your bets on here then. Oh, it was Carnell JC. Carnell JC came on. Pointed out he thinks
I've been so used to looking my dogs in the rears, I don't know what going they're running on.
Same here, Tony. The tipping's been tough tonight. Privilege is favourite on the exchanges, favourite at the track. And don't forget the scratch dog, track 1 in Scotland. And is it you, Tony?
No, you're the evens.
Here we go then. Being checked over by the starter. Scratch dog in 1, flag is waved, receiving 1, 2, receiving 2 metres 3, receiving 9, 4 and 5, receiving 13, track 6. Bunny on its way, handicap action, lids up and we dash away. From the front, 6 showing good early pace, trying to get away from 4 and 5, 2, 3 and then the scratch dog 1 is last and will be in the stagger, starting to unwind. But 6 off the front here has gone clear. Millview Castor out in front here for Michael Reynolds. 2 closing in second though, Fuel Sport. This is the puppy. It's a 2-dog race at the moment. Here comes the scratch dog 1 Privilege of the final turn though. 6 digging deep in front. Millview Castor for Michael Reynolds. 6, 2 and 1 back in third. They never really got to 6, Tony.
No, he really opened up. I mean, 1 win from 21 prior to this, but he wasn't for catching tonight. I mean, Privilege took an age to get going, wasn't even in shot for a majority of that contest and had miles too much ground to make up, and he's so proud of himself he's even doing a lap of honour, look.
Yeah, I couldn't commentate on many dogs in that, Tony. There was only 2 in shot for most of the way. 2 was trying to close the puppy. They're enjoying themselves, you can see. What a performance on Michael Reynolds.
He knows where the best of the going is. He looked and thought, that looks a bit porridgey in there for me, I'll stay out here. But no, it's a good performance.
Here's a replay off the front. 6 showing at early pace, as I said in commentary, trying to get away from 5 and 4, certainly did that. I thought 2 was a big player, started to close the puppy, but did a lot of running to get there. As you pointed out, though, Privilege just takes an age to get going.
Yeah, I can't see what happened to 1 because he's outshot. He's not running into trouble. I mean, whether 3's jinked across and 1's run up the back, but I was expecting to see 1 start appearing in shot here, but
look at the middle gears of 2.
Adam's shot's a bit, so 6 at this stage as well. I mean, 2, as you say, was flying out the pack, but 6 hasn't dropped down old tonight.
No, what a performance. Michael Reynolds, we're used to a JR, of course, at Romford, but his brother Michael, yeah, nice winner as well. 6, 2 and 1 it will be. And, yeah, held on well in the end, over a length, maybe a length. 6, 2, 1 back in third. Strung out, really, apart from 6 and 2. Now, next race coming up, 10.03. And once again, a reminder, we have a vacant trap, don't we, in the 10.03. It's trap 3 is vacant. Trap 3 vacant in the 10.03. So a 5-dog race coming up. We'll get the tips out nice and early, Tony. A3, William Hill, Bet on the Move Stakes. Bramble Dog in here, as we touched on. Stephen Anderson's Bramble Dog's running well this evening. Are you with or against the 5?
I'm with 6. I mean, we've seen a few of Debbie Calvert's making a decent transition from Sunderland. And I mean, this dog last year ran against the likes of Droopy Alessio, Calzaghe, George. Now, you take that into account in this contest, then that's very solid form. I mean, he even ran well when pitched in the deep end behind Bramble Ted on the 24th of March. And this just looks an excellent opportunity. He's stepping back up in trip, having enjoyed mixed fortunes in D1 contests, and I just feel that the sprint in early pace can see him beat Bramble Bonnie to the punch.
Long way home, as we saw earlier, but 29.16 a trial.
Yeah, I mean, look, his form looks pretty solid. As I say, that run on the 24th of March is solid line of form.
We're just showing you at Shorefield parade going on here. Newcastle, nothing going on at the moment. You're missing nothing. Jamira Steed is the even money favourite, Tony. But the scenes up at Shorefield this evening, brilliant night. There's the Piper, the Lone Piper. Some great performances. Track one's hit the front in the Trap Challenge, 6 wins. Yeah, you can see.
You put that up, didn't you?
Yeah, it's about the only thing got right tonight, I think. But, well, it's still not right. There's still a few races to go. Yeah, well done. There you can see. There is the Scottish Derby Finals night winner. It was a good performance, wasn't it, at Shorefield. Grounds out now at Newcastle, down the card. Look at that, Trap 1, a massive drifter. Trap 2, 8-1, vacant Trap 3, 6-1 Trap 4, 5-2 Bramble Bonnie. I'm going to go with 5, Tony. Blew away the cobwebs after being lame in an A2, 29.35 in that A2. And I think quick downgrade could work the Oracle. Bramble Bonnie for me, the bitch in 5.
Yeah, he's gone a shade of odds on, 6 on the exchanges. Normally the price doesn't hold up too long at the track when that happens, and I mean 6 has got obvious claims, he's priced accordingly, but those that are on 6, you're looking for him to cut loose from the pack early, and if he does win that battle, I think it'd be very difficult to peg back. As I say, touching on tonight's action, there's quite a decent racing next week at Sheffield. The 6 heats of the Bresmed Northern Sprint start. It's probably one of the strongest sprint competitions I've seen for a while, likes of Walshes Hill, Target, Harris, Comrades Hall, Ballybree Brewery. I think it's going to be some great action at Sheffield next week.
Here we are. Let's join Mark.
Has on the move for race 10. A3 the grid this time. Has on its way round towards Traps Jemima Steed in Trap 6. 11's G Devils, even money favourite. 5-2 ball that brings in Bramble Bonnie. Here comes the bunny on its way round towards the Traps. And they're off and racing, heading up towards the first bend. 4 cuts across, 2 moves middle of rails on the run. That gives 5 and 6 is solo, and it's going to be 6 who'll go round in front. 2's been badly bolted at the first bend. Down the far side, Jemima Steed leads by a couple of lengths over 4 and 5 who tangle it halfway, and Jemima Steed has now gone 4 lengths clear. 1's rattling through the gears, come through in the second. Exchange Trigger, 6 in front out of 1, then 5 and 4 in the turn for home. Jemima Steed, Exchange Trigger trying to get on terms, a length and a half between them. 6 near side, 1 far side. 6 will hold on by a length and a half. 6 beats 1 and 5 and 4 close for third. Probably a 6-1-5 finish.
Well done, Tony. Jamira Steed, Debbie Calvert's runner, does it very nicely indeed, and holds on well from Exchange Trigger, who stays on strongly. 5-dog race here. You can see 4 just moving towards the rails on the run up, but 6 didn't trap, but then showed good pace off the second bend.
Yeah, he needed to outpace 5 on the dash to the turn, managed to do that, and once in front, his form stood out like a sore thumb. Hence why he was even money, shade of odds on the exchanges. 1's run on through beaten dogs to finish second. You knew once 5 was headed, it was going to be difficult for 5 to get back on terms. But no, it stood out. It stood out 6 and as won well.
Yeah, there we are. 6 powering towards the line. 1 second. There you can see. Yeah, 6 does it nice. Jamira Steed, Debbie Calvert. That's what happened at Newcastle, but we are going to catch up with a certain Jason Barrisford up at Shorefield.
What a night it has been here at Shorefield, and I've got some Rpgtv regulars around it. First of all, the Shorefield Punter. Shorefield Punter, did you have a winning day?
As per I always do.
His real name's Stephen. You see, it's only superheroes. Shortfield banter for Stephen. Thanks for texting in the show.
No problem.
Tweeting, whatever. And the famous, the infamous Borawati.
Good evening, Jason.
Did I say it right?
Yeah. You did. Almost. Waddy.
Now, everyone knows what a decent judge you are.
Yeah, well, apart from Shawfield.
Give us a winner.
Tonight?
No, for any time coming up. Come on.
I would say Cooler Valley Coach will win tomorrow, Henlow.
I thought you were going to say eat more Parmo.
Well, everyone needs to do Parmo, don't they?
And last but certainly not least, we've got a family here, and you're Rpgtv crazy, aren't you?
Absolutely, absolutely. Every six nights a week, every week, we watch faithfully.
And you had a special birthday card made, didn't you?
Yes, it was actually a card that my boys made up for me, taking me down to Wimbledon, and believe it or not, you were on the cover with After the Break with a pen.
And you're the Summers family?
Summers family, yeah. Can I just say that my girlfriend here is one of the only 3 people who've backed the Derby winner tonight.
Well done to you.
Hello. Thank you.
Well, congratulations. Thanks Shawfield Punter, thanks Borawati, thanks to the Summers. But for
Medals are for promotion, don't forget that. That's the main thing tonight.
Come on, Butter! It will make it happen! Come on, Bunley! Come on, Bunley!
There's that pen that Jason's got. I'm glad to see he's still got it in his hand, Tony. It's not disappeared anywhere.
Oh, he'll need that. He'll need that to defend himself. Don't worry.
Okay, yeah, great stuff there from Shawfield. Now we've got more racing to come. Tony?
Well, there was a huge race in Ireland tonight, the Con and Anne Kirby Memorial Stakes final, and it was won by Droopy's Roddick. It's email from Pat Sheedy. Hi guys. The big race in Limerick just now, worth €80,000 to the winner, was won by Droopy's Roddick, trained by Pat Buckley. The odds-on favourite, Claire's Rocket, missed the break and got hammered at the first bend. Keep up the good work. That's from Pat. Well, Droopy's Roddick, obviously Graham said that Claire's Rocket wasn't going to be coming over for the English Derby, win, lose or draw in tonight's race. But Droopy's Roddick, obviously, won the Puppy Derby at Wimbledon. He's a massive player.
Barking Buzz, thanks for tweeting in the same there. And Steve Nash, he says 25-1 it was, Hot Pipe. Lands a thrilling derby by Shorthead from Fair Taxes. And you can see, can't you, that there'll be plenty of pictures in the Racing Post, Tony. Great stuff from Steve Nash.
I mean, it's good when the good dogs win. It's good when Ronnie O'Sullivan's, your Phil Taylor's, your Van Gerwins win. But when that happens off left field and it's really unexpected, it is. And even like people that have done money on the race, you sometimes think yourself, fair play. It's a great achievement. And as I say, I mean, the dog wasn't without a chance. We didn't say it was an outsider that couldn't win. I mean, it ran well behind Ballymacmac in reaching the final, but he did. I felt he just needed quite a lot to happen in behind. First, he needed the lead, which wasn't a guarantee in any case, and then it was a case of having to fend off them classy types. I mean, he was priced at 40-1. I think he was 40s, freely available all week. So, look, as I say, it's what dreams are made of. Whether the little bit of if there is an outside bias has helped him on his way home, because Ballymacmac ended up coming very wide. He nearly come out the widest of all. I mean, he just seemed to lose his race at the bends for me, Ballymacmac, and then Fair Taxes, I outdone him. You wouldn't dream that Fair Taxes would take lengths out of Ballymacmac down the back straight, but that's what happened. But that's Graham racing.
Yep. What's going to win, Tony? 10-11 Shawfield, Racing Post Ground, TBAC.
I'm with the ex-Romford, lovely downtown. Got a nice bit of early pace. I'm hoping that he can cut loose. Been a little bit of a nibble for him at the track. It looks a competitive race, to be truthful, but yeah, it's 6 for me.
Okay, I'm going to go with 4, Moorfoot Rainey. Been in handicaps, a 30-52 win in handicap. Ran on when receiving 10 metres. I'm going to go with 4, but very tricky. 7-2 from 4s, the Shrewd Reynolds family. Michael Reynolds, brother of Jim, of course. As we were saying, Steve Nash, you'll see all the reaction, and especially on the programme tomorrow, there'll be plenty as well. And thanks also to Pat Cooney from 365, tweeted in. Porkies gave us the result as well. Brilliant stuff. What else we got here? A couple of tweets. Tomo 12, so happy for Roy and Scotchy tonight. Nobody deserves it more than them. I know the hard graft they do daily with hot pipe. Really great stuff it is. And that's plenty of reaction coming into the studio on a great Scottish Derby final.
He is 15 without a win as well, Trap 6, but I just feel that he's got the early pace to cut loose and hopefully...
Oh, they're pulling into this time.
Hold on. 5-2 now, yeah, he's been well backed, but as I say, 15 without, but he was A3 at Romford, and his 400 metre form at Romford suggests that he can win the early battle, and no surprise to see 4-1 was probably a bit overpriced for a dog that's knocking on the door. It isn't like he's been finishing down the field, he's only just been touched off in handicaps, and I feel the return to level starts help him as well.
Okay, we've got Trap 1 has 6 wins in the Trap Challenge, Trap 4 has 5, Trap 6 has 4, so it's all to play for. What we got? We've got 3 races at Shorefield, and we've got just 2 more at Newcastle, 5 races.
Had an email from Lisa. I just want to say a big congratulations to Roy Smith and Connections on winning the Scottish Greyhound Derby. Try not to be too drunk tonight, lol. And also again, Raymond Haddon, well done to Hot Pipe in winning the Scottish Derby. Excellent, the first Scottish winner of the Derby in many years, well 1974, so that's at 42 years. Giving me age away there. Was speaking to the owners, Scotchy and Roy, last week at the semi-finals and said to them, you'll win it. You're in it to win it and you'll win it. It will be a late night in Armadale tonight.
Certainly will. And they are loading.
Yeah, this is me, this one. 2 more of my commentaries you've got to endure. Bit of money to 6, just drifted back out again. As quickly as it's drifted back out, it's come back in. Lovely downtown, but 2-1, more foot rainy is the 2-1 favourite at present. They're just milling around. No surprise to see a little bit of a delay, obviously, when you've got a massive race like the Scottish Derby. Presentations and that, and solid on the exchanges, Trap 6.
They've done well to catch up, to be fair. Only a minute or so late.
No, they are. As I say, we had that void race earlier, but everything's gone smoothly there. And let's hope this 10-11 A6 contest goes smoothly and we can get a winner on the board. Been hard to find tonight. All right, here on the move. Here it comes. And away they go, and 5 comes away running from 4 and 6, 1, but 5. Grove Lodge going to lead up round the first bend with 4, 2, 1, 3 and 6 languishing in arrears. Grove Lodge from Moorfoot Rainey, and then comes Ambervale Fox, but Grove Lodge a length and a half clear from Moorfoot Rainey. Ambervale Fox in 3rd. Grove Lodge isn't stopping at present. Moorfoot Rainey still trying to keep tabs on this leader as they straighten up for home. 5 spins off wide. 4 challenging up the inside as they go towards the line. 5 digging deep and gets back up to win by a length. Grove Lodge.
5-4-6 there, Tony, and outside traps, I suppose you'd say. And again, a winner. This time the orange jacket, Grove Lodge. Puppy, one of 3 puppies in the race, and that's 2 wins in 3 starts. A nice start to the career as well.
Came away running. I was expecting 6 to poach an early lead, but 5 came away really well, and 4's also paced up, and it was race on from that stage. Nothing else really striking a blow, but 4 did her level best to get on terms with Grove Lodge. But again, another youngster that seemed to have more in the locker when challenged, seemed to enjoy hearing 4 challenging him behind and just reasserted up that home straight, Ian.
Yeah, unbelievable. Where 6, as you said, Tony, lost it at the start. 5 staying on really strongly. I thought 4 might have a chance around the final couple of bends, but 5 was game up.
Yeah, and especially here, you just think
5 swings off.
5 swings off, and that's normally the sign of a dog or a bitch coming to the end of their tether. But
tired,
it wasn't the case. And as I say, 4's tried her level best, but Grove Lodge straightened up for home and went on to win by about a length.
In the end, stayed on strongly. 4 back in second, and it was 6, wasn't it? It was 5-4-6, and you can see, about a length. Spot on, Tony. Right, we're off to the action coming thick and fast back to Newcastle. This time William Hill supporting Rpgtv Stakes. This is an A2 contest, really good, decent race coming up. A lot of front runners here, Tony, so I thought it was a bit tricky. Who's going to lead?
Well, I'll blame myself for my poor selections tonight, but I'm going to be with Blame the Beef in this contest. It never won in A2, 0 from 8 in A2 company, but tonight's contest I feel Debbie Calvert's charge can have his own way in front. And
Tony, that run on the 5th of March, you can hardly believe 4:56.
If Connections could bottle that sectional, then he'd be making his mark in A2. He wouldn't be 0 from 8. 29.06. I feel a 460 odd split, a 469 would be sufficient to see him lead these rivals tonight, Ian. And hopefully, if he does win that early battle, he should make his mark in A2.
Yeah, he's out to 6-4. Slick Sambuca on the outside is one that not been showing too much early pace. Not been beaten far in the last couple of races, but Molly's Ronnie camping out on occasions. I'll take a chance that Molly's Ronnie can outpoint Crook's Gladiator and Kingdom Kite 1 to the bend. But there's a lot of early pace here. I think it's crucial we may lead at the first turn.
Yeah, I mean 6-6 is one of those that if there's any trouble up front, it'll be staying on through beaten rivals.
Certainly a forecast.
Yeah, with
dog trap 6
without a doubt. But I'm just hoping that Blame the Beef can come away in his best fashion. If he does manage to do that, I feel he'll be tough to peg back.
Trap 1 vacant here. You can see on your caption. So just a 5-dog affair. And this is the penultimate race from Brough Park, Newcastle. And that's the final non-runner, 10-18. I think they'll go in the last race, yeah. Sure they do, yes they do. So final non-runner at Newcastle, 1. Here we are, track 2, massive price on the exchanges. Blame the Beef, 6-4, 2.74 on the exchanges, not too much in it. Jason, thanks to Jason and JK this evening up at Shorefield. We heard the last from Jason, and he's still got his pen in his hand, which is good to see. 10-1 track 2, out from 5s. And it's got a vacant trap inside. So 3 for me. Tony's with 5. Here's Mark.
Hares on the move for race 11. A2 the grade. Hares on its way round towards the traps. Blame the Beef is the 6-4 favourite in trap 5. All about early pace with that one. Here's the bunny. Off and racing, end up towards the first bend. 3 traps out best, but cuts across 5. Who's met bother? 3 leads out of 4's ducking on the inside, along with 2. 5's pushed wide, along with 6 and up front 2. Has Shred the Ivy Needle to come and take it up. Crook's Gladiator leads by a length over 4. Stereo the Man in second, who's battling back. 6 and behind them, Slick Sambuca run the second last bend. 2 leads a half length the other 4. 6 running on Slick Sambuca, they turn for home. It's to and from Crook's Gladiator. Slick Sambuca on the far side is wearing them all down at the line. 6 got up. Slick Sambuca's won it. 6 beats 4 with 2 back in third. 6-4-2.
Well, we said a forecast dog, well it's actually won the race, Tony. I said a lot of early pace in the race, and Slick Sambuca, the only real stayer, has done it nicely. But trap 3, I was hopeful, just couldn't clear at the bend. But I think 6 was in a handy enough position.
Yeah, he's just trying to cut across there at the boxes, Blame the Beef, but he didn't come away in the fashion I was hoping. And again, another selection that was his fate was sealed early. He's carted 6 off there. In fairness, 6 has run a blinder to get back into contention. But he was the strong runner in the race. 5 lights to lead to win, 4 lights to be off the front. So a lot of dogs, when they're headed here, and are down in tools. So 6 has took his chance well. The strongest runner in the race for Craig Dawson.
Yep, there you are. Nice winner, Slick Sambuca. Too hot for these rivals up towards the line. 4 stayed on pretty well. And to be fair, hats off to the grader. They weren't too far apart, those 5 runners. Right, we're off for a break, and then we'll be back. More racing from Shorefield and Newcastle. Welcome back to Rpgtv on Scottish Derby final night. What a performance it was. Hot pipe. We had great work from Jason and JK, especially Jason, up at Shorefield. JK was he was kind of the Terry McCann to Arthur Daly, wasn't he? He looked like a minder there, didn't he?
He was definitely looked like he was. If your name's not down, you're not coming in. So, but yeah, no, it's tremendous.
Has that ever happened to you anywhere, Tony?
Well, if your name's not down, your name's not normally down anyway. So, I know I'm not coming in.
Right, Tony, 10:26. It's another handicap at Shorefield. What's going to happen?
The scratch dog I've gone with. It's been quite difficult for the scratch dogs to give these healthy leads, but I'm hoping Saratov manages to do so. He managed to time his challenge to perfection last time out, and also on the 12th of February in handicap, so he's clearly well suited to handicapping, and hopefully he can follow up.
Okay, I'll go with 3 Crinkilwaska, token selection really. They're tough, these handicaps, who don't really know the form. They're no seeded dogs, are all unseeded. What will happen, don't know. But on the clock, Crinkilwaska, 29.98 if you take his handicap mark roughly into account. I'll go with 3, but you're with the scratch dog one.
Yeah, I'm with the scratch dog one, carrying the burden of my selection, unfortunately. Had an email from Niall, Ian, Eddie and the Smurfs. Hi guys, great show, well done to Connections of Hot Pipe. Shout out to Wayne the Smurf, training a nice winner in Yule last night, so that's always nice to see. Also, Gary, Coil Gary, hi guys, great show. Couldn't believe the odds on the Derby winner. I have £50 on at 33 to 1 with Hills, and 150 on to win £7.5 grand on Betfair. What a night! Well,
wow,
Hot Pipe certainly
how good is that?
Boosted the coffers there.
And actually, Steve Nash has sent in a lovely picture of Hot Pipe 6, 5 and 1. Really good picture. You'll see him in the Racing Post. It doesn't do justice showing it here. But thanks, Steve, for sending that in. And now, I've had Pat Cooney. Thanks for this, Pat. He's come on, I presume he's talking about Droopy's Roddick. He said there was no second, just him. 8 clear when he won. Yeah, 8 lengths, I'm being told, Jack, thanks. I've been lukewarm about him earlier rounds, not now. That's what Pat Cooney said. So some performance, Tony. As you said, there was trouble for Claire's.
Yeah, so the emailer said they've got mullered. So look, he's a class act, Droopy's Roddick. Make no mistake. He's only probably just lacks a vital yard of early pace. If he had Hot Pipes early,
then
he would be a worthy. I mean, he's up ahead of the anti-post market for the Derby. He's going to probably be a hard dog to knock out in a first 3 format. So he's got every chance. Look, anything can win derbies. We've just seen that tonight.
Yeah, been brilliant for Connections, winning up at Shorefield. Now, Shorefield, 10:26, their penultimate race, and you can see the exchange prices all pretty decent and much bigger than some of the offers here. Saratov, the scratch dog, your selection, Tony, is now actually favourite, 2 to 1, 9 to 4, my one, Crinkilwaska. But good luck with your bets out there. You probably know these better than us. Scratch dog in 1, receiving 2, trap 2, receiving 3, trap 3, receiving 6 metres, trap 4, receiving 13, trap 5, and 13, trap 6. Here we go. Trap 1 has 6 wins in the trap challenge. Trap 6 has 5, Tony. Tipped up by us respectively. We'll see what happens. I'm on 1, you're on 6.
You could claim that. I'll have to claim it.
Yeah, I'd have to. Got not much right here tonight. I was glad Hot Pipe won when I said he'd won. I'm glad it was a short head in the end.
Tremendous call. It was a good fight because you're expecting the outsider to get picked up. And
that's like Steve Woodward always calls it. I don't know if I did got it right in the end. Here we go. Bunny on the spin. Tony on 1. I'm on 3. Good luck with your bets. Handicap action. Racing Post Ground TV Handicap Stakes, and we're off and racing. 5 showing good early pace to go ahead of 6. It's Sweetheart Abbey leading. 2 lengths clear of 6. That's 4 White Paws. Down the far side, only 2 in shot. I can't tell you what's happening in behind. 5 leading by 3 lengths from 6. Sweetheart Abbey in front for Michael Reynolds. It's that man again. Off the final turn, starting to stay on, is a trap 4, Buzzing Jim. But off the final turn, It's Michael Reynolds, 4 white paws, 6 coming to claim 5, 6, 5, 6 I think held on, 4 white paws. Michael Reynolds ran a 5, Sweetheart Abbey just missing out. And you can see to the pickup, track 1 Tony in front, but it was another cracking finish though. But it looked for a time that Sweetheart Abbey might just hold on for Michael Reynolds.
Yeah, I mean, these scratch dogs, they ain't even appearing until the last 15 or 20 metres of the race. I mean, you expect them, well, come on, you must be making ground.
We used to see in Newcastle where they get involved a bit earlier.
But it's finished close up. I mean, it's good handicapping in the end, but it was very close. Did you feel 6 had got up in the end?
I thought 6 just got there from 5. 4 white paws, well known, P-A-U-S-E, that paws. For Mrs. E. Sillers. And if 6 has got up, Tony, off the mark at the 6th attempt, well done to Connections, receiving 13 metres. It was outpaced by 5 early on, who hasn't won in, well, if it hasn't won tonight, it's 11 without a win. But I think 6 got there, didn't it?
Yeah, youngest in the lineup. As I say, it's very close. Yeah, now 6 looks like it's
very
definitely
close.
got there.
But I fancy 6. I'm not sure. We might confirm it after this break. The result will be in. Welcome back to Rpgtv on Scottish Derby final night, and another parade going on here, or presentation I should say, Tony, and we've had some great performances at Scotland. You can hear the crowd getting louder, the lone pipers there. I tell you, I've got to read this tweet out, Gambling Heaven. Admittedly, it's been hard racing tonight, lads. We really do feel sorry for you, but it's getting funny now. I like that. We need all the sympathy we can get, I think.
Talking of bagpipe, them pipes must be hot. He's been playing them all night. I bet
he's done a grand job.
He has.
Should have got Jason to have a go on that, I think. Molly's Reggie is favourite here at Newcastle, A2 the grade. Who are you with, Tony?
6 is a dog without a distance for me. I remember when this dog first started running in opens at Romford.
Yeah.
Tardy at the start, stays on late. You can't give ground up at Romford. He's settled in okay at Newcastle, but he misses the break, gets into the race, but he doesn't see out the trip that strong. So I'm going to take him on. I'm going to be with Philomena's Pet. Again, one of those that climbed the rankings at Sunderland. And this time last year, won at 16 to 1 in a one-off open at Newcastle. Obviously takes a massive step up in class, but 29.06 in A4 company. I just hope that she can lead Calzaghe Balboa and might cause an upset in the finale.
Okay, I'm going to go with Molly's Reggie, track 4. Found it tough in A1, back into A2, and I think can show the early pace. Has been getting bumped and crowded. Has got a debutant on the inside, Cortland Boss, who's on the drift, John Boy Walton's runner. 29.06, been progressing nicely though in trials.
I looked at he raced at Drumbo, winning form at Drumbo and Dundalk. No spring chicken, is he? November 12, but he's improved with each trial. I mean, latest trial off a 474 sectional suggests that he's got a bit of pace about him, but again, the way the tipping's gone tonight, I'm going to go completely against the grain and go for Philomena's Pet. Okay. Sorry, Connections, but...
Yeah, and I'm sorry to Connections of Molly's Reggie, Stuart Ray Train. I'm going to go with 4 I thought could clear the inside. That's the way I looked at it.
I mean, 6 is drifting out to a price now where, when does he become too big? I know, as I just said he's a dog in between distances, but he's slipped to a grade that he's dangerous, but he just tends to make a real errors at the boxes before trying to get back into the race, but he doesn't fly home. He's not a dog that really sives through the pack in the latter stages, but at 5 to 1 on the exchanges, I wouldn't be a layer at them price. 11 to 4 I would have been, but still 2 for me, 8 to 1. Okay. Get out of trouble.
Double, yeah. Well, so far in trouble, can't get out, I don't think. But Molly's Reggie for me. Tony's with track 2 at a big price, 8 to 1. And performance of the week will be announced tomorrow, right, on the show. Runs Tuesday to Saturday. Here we are, wonder who it'll be. got a feeling, I might know. Here we are, here's Mark.
The move for race 12, A2 the grade, has on its way round towards the trap for the lucky lass. The favourite is trap 4, Molly's Reggie at 2-1, 5-2 bar. Here's the bunny. Off and racing, heading up towards the first bend. 3 traps out best, just collides with 4 on the run up as it hit the first bend. It's 3 is going to go round in front end of 5 and 4. Now 3's moved off, bumping into 5 to 4. Gets a lovely run on the inside of the pair of them. They're down the far side and 4 now goes on. Molly's Reggie by a length over 5 in second. Bramble Keegan, 3 still handy. Quarterland Boss round the second last bend. It's 4 in front. Molly's Reggie. 5's trying to get on terms. A length back to 3 on the turbo home. Molly's Reggie by a half length. 5 trying to wear it down. 6 out wide. 4 needs that line. Got it. 4 held on for dear life to beat 6 and 5 back in third. 4-6-5.
Well, somehow Molly's Reggie. I don't know how he got to the front, Tony. 3, the debutante, Portland Boss. That was a decent first run. Out-tracked 4, and I was worried for 4 after not leading. But to his credit, he's just down in grade in A2, Tony.
And he took his ground initially, 3, but just moved across 4's path out the boxes. I mean, his trials suggest that he'd been showing a bit of early in those trials, and he
ducked it cleverly.
He put it into practice, but didn't take the. But he just brushed with trap 5, and that allowed the experienced Molly's Reggie to strike the front down the back straight. And he's one of those dogs that tends to tough it out when in front.
Yep, there we are. We've just got the one more race to come, the 10:40 at Shorefield. As we come round the final turn, Molly's Reggie coming up towards the line, Tony, and doing enough. But I said maybe the downgrade did definitely help Molly's Reggie.
Yeah, 6-6 was running. I see he's one of those dogs in between. He's tardy at the boxes, and then he comes home okay, but he's not the strongest. I mean, that's deceptive. It makes him look stronger
as
than
if
he
is.
As
if he's finishing strong.
Yeah.
He's flattered to deceive.
And even
maybe
2
again.
has been beaten 2, length and 3/4.
Yeah, it's close for second place actually, but 4, Molly's Reggie manages to sneak a win. Evidence of the camera, it was 4, 6 and 5. So just one more race to come, that's Shorefield's 10:40. We'll be looking of course at the Racing Post tomorrow, headlines coming up, and of course on Monday especially there'll be plenty of reaction to what's been a great night for Hot Pipe and Connections, and the Scottish winner of the Scottish Derby, Tom. It's been great.
It'd be tremendous, colourful Racing Post on Monday, I would fully expect, with great pictures from Steve Nash, great quotes from Connections, even of the runners-up and Rab, the hard luck stories of the event. But tonight's night was Hot Pipe, and it just sometimes something in the air, it happens, a special occasion, and it's unbelievable. The Connections are never, even if that man never trained another winner, they can never take that away from him.
Right, we finished with a handicap, Tony. Right, here we go. Right, the favourite is Reynard No More, track 5. Scratch dog in 1, receiving 5-2, receiving 5-3, receiving 8, 4 and 5, and receiving 14 metres, Tony. Now, in commentary, we've seen there'll be only 1 or 2 dogs you can tell us what's happening. 14 metres this one.
Yeah, well, I mean, Richard Murphy's emailed in. He says, "Hi lads, great winner of the Derby. I haven't seen a scratch runner winning in Scotland since you started showing it, so it must win the last." Well, unfortunately, Richard, I'm with Moorfoot Snowy. Again, we haven't seen him appearing in the picture until the death, if at all. But I'm hoping that Moorfoot Snowy got a wide tag on him, so I'm hoping that he just bide his time, get into contention, and time his challenge
and
to perfection.
gaps appear. I'm with Moorfoot Snowy as well. But as you said, we've seen it's so far. They just seem to get so far behind.
Well, I've got to commentate on this last, so it'll probably be it's 5 from 6 and 4, 5 from 6 and 4. Nothing in shot at present. But no, let's just hope one can arrive on the scene late. I don't know how the trap challenge stands. It's pretty close.
It's close,
if I remember right.
think. Track 1 had 6 wins, and 6 has got 6. Tony.
Yeah, well, one of us are going to get the trap
Get
challenge, so
right,
I'll claim it. You can claim it.
And then could be a dead heat. There's the result of the 10:26 Shorefield, where 6 was a 5-1 winner. You may have been playing some of the outside track. There you can see track 4's got 6 as well. So at the moment, a 3-way dead heat. So if 2, 3 or 5 manage to win this, it will be a 3-way dead heat.
Yeah, we've got to have tomorrow's headlines today pretty soon. Some decent snippets in tomorrow's Racing Post. I can tell you one little bit that Ballymac Brogan is the GWA Greyhound of the month for March. I mean, superb.
And Dave was on the show, Dave Lawrence, which was
absolutely superb
really
performance.
pleased with him.
But decent betting heat on the exchanges. I mean, the scratch runner is easy to back, just over 9 to 2. Very wide open race. The last at Shore, it's been a great night's racing.
It has.
Just a little bit disappointed they didn't have a 6-bend open on tonight. I thought they weren't even one advertised in the calendar, which is a shame. Diego Flight would have probably gone the 6-bend route, but it's been great action. We had the Void race, obviously. Shane Boy Freddie, where the hare didn't quite make it to the traps, but the dogs didn't know that until they run back and saw the hare stood there.
True.
So,
right, Tony.
Here we go.
How many dogs are going to be in shot?
Well, hopefully there's only one up the home straight, and that's Moorfoot Snowy, but we'll soon find out as the hare is on the move. And away they go, and 6 obviously holds on to its advantage from 5, 4, 3, 2 pacing up, 1 in arrears. 6, 5 lengths clear with a bit of trouble there. 2's emerging out the pack, 1 trying to make up ground, but 6 there to be shot at. 2 making ground, Greg's Bolt. 3, Afflecker King, and Moorfoot Snowy now coming on the wide. 6 surely going to be struggling to hold on there. 2 hits the front, but here comes 1, Moorfoot Snowy. Is he going to be high, wide and handsome? 2 battling back, 1 and 2. 1 gets there from 2. Moorfoot Snowy. We've ended on a high.
Yeah.
Hot Pipe's the star of the show, but Moorfoot Snowy, who says they don't win from scratch?
Our gambling heaven. We've had a couple of winners at the end. It has been a tough night, but I'll tell you what, well, this one turned definitely handier. There was a bit of crowding in front.
And Connections weren't expecting him to win because he's waiting.
He's not there.
No one there to pick him up. He's like, he'd take a bit longer. But no, look, 6 obviously held on to her advantage. 5 lost his race at the second bend. I think he got bad trouble. He nearly brushed the rail there, I think, momentarily. But 3's got up on the inside of 5 here, and race over. All of a sudden, 1 is the only scratch runner that we've seen in shot at this stage of the race. And the scratch runners, obviously 2 was receiving 5, is getting first crack at 6. But all of a sudden, what did we want to see? Moorfoot Snowy sneaking his head into the picture at the 3rd bend. We haven't seen the scratch runners in shot at the 3rd bend. Moorfoot Snowy's in contention. All we needed to do, don't run up the back of trap 2. Be a clever dog. He does. He runs out wide. Jinx out wide. He was even thought he was going to brush with 2. And although credit to 2's tried to battle back, but you always expect the scratch runner to be full of running, and that proved to be the case for Moorfoot Snowy.
Well, eventually. There we are. Right, we've got tomorrow's headlines today with Tony.
Yep, tomorrow's Racing Post, we've got Jonathan Kay's open check there, the Jim Crack semi-finals, cracking 3 semi-finals. He's gone with Ballymac Lister for a cracker in the Kinsley. We said there, Ballymac Brogan is the GWA Greyhound for March. Pat Buckley's eyeing a Cesarich double with Paradise Maverick, grand servant to Connections, that fella. Let's hope he can do that. Tomorrow's Flying 4 selections there. And Bet365 are trading decision blamed after non-televised move. I think Bet365 are deciding they're only going to sort of trade on the races toaster on live either Sky or Rpgtv, but you can read about that. Price-wise selection for the Masters that starts at Henlow, and there is all your price-wise boxing with the betting, if I can hold it up, and there you go.
Okay, confirm the last result then. It was a win for Trap 1. It was the backrunners there, 1, 2 and 3, 3 to 1, 4 to 1 your SPs. Forecast 602, 4582 was the TriCast. Now what happened with the Trap Challenge? Well, we can tell you, Trap 1 winning that last one makes Trap 1 the winner with 7 wins, 6 for 4 and 6 for 6. Trap 1 just shading the Trap Challenge. Now let's look back at what a fantastic final it was. Hot Pipe, the outsider of the sextet, winning the Rpgtv Scottish Derby final, Tony. It was a cracking finish. Ballymac Matt popped out, and you touched on just not running the bends, driving the bends.
Yeah, I mean, here the outsiders in front. Now 2's at the check back there, leave at dawn. Now Ballymac Matt's in clear second. Now Fair Taxis has taken a length and a bit out of Ballymacmac. Just eased up there, Ballymacmac. He looked like he'd gone wrong for a moment, and then all of a sudden, Fair Taxis you think's going to sweep past on the inside, but no. Hot pipe, game as you like. I'm sure Fair Taxis has hit the front at some stage
I think
there.
so as well.
But what a performance from the local. I mean, you can't make it up. It's Hollywood stuff. You can't make scripts up like that. And look at the scenes on the podium.
And they backed him as well, and plenty of people did connections there and got a great reception. They said Rab was one of the first to congratulate. The thing with greyhound racing, Tony, is a nice community. 99.9% of people just pleased when they come back safe and sound.
As I say, he was 40 to 1 available. As soon as they priced up after last week's semi-final, he's 40 to 1 freely available. Bit nibbled out a little bit. Small punters having a bit of a double.
25 tonight.
Because he wasn't a no-hoper. He wasn't a complete no-hoper. I mean, Jason ain't even them odds to get out of Shorefield unscathed tonight. But all credit to Hot Pipe. It's brilliant. I was to say, even when you've done money on the race, you just sit back and say, well done.
And well done as well to Jason. He did a grand job up there with his Minder JK as well. So tomorrow, obviously the action is from Henlow. We've got Errol Blythe, he's in the studio. Phil Carroll, Grasso. It's been a tough night punting, Tony, but good to see you again. And we just enjoyed some great racing at Shorefield.
Yeah, I apologise for anyone that was following me tonight, but it's only Lent, as they say, and I'll be back next week.
Yeah, same with me. I could do with some winners. But from us in the studio, it's a very good night.
Bet365.com, Betfair, Betfred, Coral, Ladbrokes, Totepool and William Hill bring you Racing Post Greyhound TV.